All right. And hey, this is Darth Bane with Role Playing Public Radio, and we are playing Delta Green here with some RPPR patrons for a night of fun and games, Operation Forest Moss. So we have three characters for this group. Why don't we go ahead and introduce them before I give you your mission briefing, and I'll explain how you all we can figure out together how you all know each other, or if you know each other. So first off, why don't we have Dan introduce your character?
Okay, I am playing Steve Barlow. He's a FBI guy in the Criminal Investigations Division and has done more than his share of white-collar stuff, so he's got some computer science background.
Okay. Next up, we have John.
Hello. I will be playing Joseph Rassignon, criminal, from the looks of it, some type of thievy sort. Yeah, and I probably did something real stupid. Got drafted in Delta Green because, why not?
All right. And finally, we have Ryan, who is playing
Marquise Caver, computer scientist, probably, I guess, also for the FBI.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the three of you have actually been put together as a sort of parallel to Operation Stagehand, which is an FBI program slash team that specializes in breaking and entering and burglary because the FBI has need to, plant bugs and surveillance devices. And so Operation Stagehand is a long-standing, essentially, team of expert cat burglars and infiltration specialists and other undercover sneaky people for sneaky things. And so, in fact, we'll say Steve Barlow was a member of that.
Yes,
but
his electrician skills are rusty. Plus 20%.
Well, I mean, it was a well functioning team, so everyone had specialized roles in it, so you didn't have to be a master at everything.
Fair
so but your handler, your boss at the FBI, Supervisor Peter Castillo at the Richmond office, has sort of taken the three of you and sort of told you that there's a special access program that needs certain things done. And for various things in your records, for example, Joseph, it was easy because this will is a way to use your skills for a legal. You will be paid as a contractor to the FBI, and same thing with Marquise, as a computer consultant / contractor for the FBI, for these very, very specialized missions. So so far they have not been very exciting. They have not been very they've been mostly plant this bug on this car, put surveillance on this place and report who comes in and comes out, things that you don't know why or what the context are, and you never hear details about it later. But Peter, Agent Castillo, has actually asked you to meet him in a place you've never met before, which is sort of just a house at the edge of a subdivision that looks like most of the houses were foreclosed. There's very few people around, and he meets you in the he just tells you all three to take the same car and just drive into the garage. The garage is open, and then to close the garage when you get in there. So when you do that at night, Agent Castillo opens the door from the house in the garage to, he was waiting for you essentially in the house, and says, "There's something I want to show you." And so you go into the house. This is in a random suburb outside of basically Northern Virginia. He shows you a tablet, and on the tablet there's a video that is ready to load, ready to play, and he starts playing it. And the three of you quickly realize that this is the backup camera of a car, a recent high-end car. You can't tell, and it's just driving, but you're seeing it, from the rear bumper essentially. But it pulls into an alley and stops, but the camera keeps running. And those of you with computer science trained at all realize that this camera has been hacked to continually record, even though, or to record at all, and obviously to keep recording whether the car is moving or not. And you see a man come into view. Look, you're guessing, judging from how he's approaching, where he's approaching from. He was the driver. As he stops in the alley, and you notice that some of the garbage on the side, it was actually a homeless person who was sleeping in the alley. And the man takes out a gun, and just fires a pistol, fires a handgun several times at the person sleeping in the alley. Then he calmly gets back in the car, drives through the alley onto another street, and just he stops the video. You could see the man's face. He was white, middle-aged, maybe 50 or 60. It's kind of hard to tell. He obviously, expensive-looking haircut, well groomed and manicured. Wearing black leather gloves. Says, this man is Gabriel Blake. He is the CEO of Puckett Systems. Those of you who have bureaucracy or accounting trained have heard of this already. It is a multi-billion-dollar company that specializes in contracts to the defense industry and law enforcement agencies. He is a person of interest. He was already a person of interest to people inside our special access program. We had him already under surveillance when we caught this. We can find no motive for this, but we cannot use this as evidence because this was not legally obtained, and we cannot alert him that he is under surveillance. So you cannot leave with this video. I'm only showing you this once. After that, you will never see it again. So we need to come up with a legal justification for a search warrant for his home and office. In particular, we are looking for certain items he's acquired from Inslee's auctions. He has given them two very large amounts of money on two separate occasions. We believe he purchased artifacts, certain contraband, and we need to find them. But we need these. We need a legal justification for doing this. We cannot do this covertly. He is very well connected. He is he has excellent lawyers, and he has excellent security. The only way to guarantee that we acquire these two artifacts, they are actually art books that certain extremist groups are obsessed with, and in the wrong hands could incite violence in any number of extremists. We need to make sure we legally search his home and office. We're not sure where it is exactly, but we need to get them. If you can find other evidence that would lead to this murder, that would be potentially useful, but that would not provide a justification for searching his home or office. So investigate him, and give me the information and give me a way to legally stumble across it. Essentially, you will be basically off the record investigators. You will be, if you are caught, you will be denied. There will be no traces And if Blake gets wind of you, he has many friends in the military and in the defense industry, so it will not go well for you. Are there any questions?
So, if this is the kind of person who does murders in public,
This, oh yeah, by the way, it was at night. Looked like it was somewhere in a large city, but there was nobody else around. So yeah. Sorry. So go on with your question. Sorry.
so if this is the kind of person who does murders in public, what is the use of us trying to establish a case against him that does not involve that at all? Like, why don't you just...
Because he can't be alerted to the fact that we've had him under surveillance. Also, this is illegally acquired evidence.
All right, so you're concerned that he is, so attuned to this that any kind of just physical surveillance he would detect, and he would, change his behavior or sue you or something.
He is politically well connected. He could do damage to our special access program, to our careers, and possibly put us in legal jeopardy, or in physical jeopardy. We do not know how extensive. He has connections to private military contractors. We believe he may have contacts with criminal groups. He is extremely wealthy and obviously utterly ruthless. So we had no idea he would be this violent or what motivated him to. But we need to find a way to search his house and office and acquire those books, because those in the hands of extremist groups would incite more violence.
Okay.
So
you want to do this very quickly is what I'm... Yeah, you don't want to just wait till he does it again and
there's no... If he does it again, we would have no... How would we catch him doing it again in a way that would be legal? We don't have the resources for that. I would recommend it does not have to be a legal, an actual crime. You could simply... I know you have severe, high financial crimes are a easy way to get justification for searching for records and contraband. So you don't actually have to find a real crime. You could simply make one up and frame him for that. If you, I would leave that to your abilities. I will be in contact with you, but the first, figure out more about this man and his dealings, and figure out a way that we can get the FBI in his office legally and his home.
Okay.
Do we have a location on where the murder took place, or an idea of the victim?
The victim is... This was... This was in Boston. During this was a rented car. We don't know where he got the gun. He flew in for a meeting. Yeah, we have the body as a John Doe. He was shot a week and a half ago. The coroner report is pretty, I can give you access to a copy of the coroner report if that would happen, if that would make a difference. Yeah. Destroy all evidence of it after you read it, though.
Yep.
Sorry.
Do we know the meeting he went to?
Yeah. Well, it was officially to another company. All right. I am also... he was meeting with officials from a tech startup in Boston. called Ultrasys. Ultra SYS.
Okay.
As far as we know, that is simply part of his that's simply part of his day job. My working theory is that he is simply a psychopath and likes killing people. He has spent a lot of time overseas, especially in third world countries, where his firm has engaged in contracts for engineering work. Yeah, are there any other questions? Nope.
Timing. I mean, anything else on that visit that was unusual?
Not that I know. This is what your job is.
Okay.
I have access to this video and was told to find where the books are. And the books are in his home or in his office, and we can't get in either with the resources we have. So you need to come up with a way to get us into his home and office so we can get those books. Your mission is actually not to bring him to justice. It is to find out where he hid those books and to get them. And I can do that if you give me a reason to get a warrant.
So these books to be in his home or in his office.
That by process of elimination, they're not. He has other properties that are less guarded, and they're less guarded, and I have already ascertained they are not in any of those properties. And these are extremely valuable books, and sought after by a number of people, so he would guard them closely. He has a panic room somewhere in his house, and he has some high security safe in his office, and his office has state-of-the-art security systems. So I don't know. I know you are all talented, but I do not believe you can black bag either of those sites without getting caught or leaving too much evidence. We cannot risk the special access program. And that means you have to be invisible, and you simply give me a key to the front door, in other words.
Understood.
Okay.
Right.
It sounds like we need to take this guy's financials apart.
You will have to get access to those.
Good point.
Yep, because right in this job, I can provide occasional favors, but I have to keep my footprint minimal. So you will be civilians for this job.
Fantastic.
You can go on sabbatical, Agent Barlow, but you can go on leave, and I can provide it. Or you can go.
We're all sort of on sabbatical at the moment.
Well, though the Marquise and Joseph are civilians, so they're just contractors. Steve, Agent Barlow, you can go on a training. So you're just training. That's what Castillo will approve. So you have time to work on this full time, but that means you don't have like FBI powers to just like grab financial records and shit like that. So you can get them, but you'll have to let's see here. Sorry.
We can do it the old-fashioned way with telephone scams.
Yeah, whatever you want, as long as it doesn't draw back to you. So, anyways,
he has good enough security on him at all times. There's no point in even trying to like lift and clone a phone.
He does not have a bodyguard. He does not. He does have assistants. His personal assistant is a woman named Elizabeth Desjardins. And let's see here. Sorry. So Scribbly wants to join. Scribbly, you can join. Just get one from the list and link to, or actually, wait, hold on. Where's that one that the other player grabbed one from? Oh yeah, one that grab one from this list. It was linked earlier because I already have that one up, so I can just go back between.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't pick the one on page 120 out of the 961 pages. So sorry, I was referring to someone who's listening in.
You're good.
And will be joining because Lord Koron has not joined us. So yeah, so you will get additional backup as someone the special access program will provide a fourth person for you who will be here shortly, or it will be briefed along the way. Don't say you weren't briefed. We may be hamstringed a lot of ways, but at least we give you a briefing.
I thought that was the password this week. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, boss, we got it.
All right. So yeah. Those of you with bureaucracy or accounting can make skill checks. You can get some information with base skill checks, and you can get more information by making skill checks with penalties. But if you fail, that means you've hit the end of the road. And basically frame research in terms of like what answer you want to get out of that. Because I'm not going to, well, here's blah, blah, blah forms say this, these forms
Okay,
say
so
that. Yeah.
we got the coroner's report. I'm assuming there's nothing in there that's usable.
Does anybody have medicine or anything like that or forensics?
I've got medicine.
All right, you can give me your medicine check.
It is not very good.
Okay.
It's more than nothing.
Is it R1D100? Is it not do roll?
Yeah, I just use That should work if DiceBot is going to cooperate. DiceBot, come on, DiceBot. Why are you doing this, Dice or Sidekick? Sorry, we're just being mean to the
called it the
poor.
wrong thing.
Yeah, it might like these Discord bots do have a thing where they are not. Sometimes they're overloaded.
I know in a standard Hangout you could also do /roll.
Yeah, but that goes on his screen usually. And none of us are using screens. I mean, I'll try, but
nope, it does not work in the sidebar group chat.
Yeah, that's usually an add-on. I used to use that too. What's your skill? I'll just roll for you.
20.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like he was shot.
A bullet to his body.
Yep. 9mm. So
usually kills you.
Yeah. I mean, it was 3 shots. Fired in quick succession. Yeah.
Please go on.
Who's gone? Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Testing. Can you guys? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, I've disconnected like twice, and I'm like, what's happening?
The medical report or the coroner's report of the homeless person, the John Doe, was he was shot. He was. Did anybody have forensics?
I do.
Okay. You can try the DiceBot if it's working again.
Said no. What about?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
It works.
Hey, look at all the rolls.
There we go. Yeah, I made it.
You make it.
Yeah, I have a 50.
So he was shot. He was shot in an isolated area, but that was near, basically in the edge of the city, near a highway exchange. So the killer could it looks like he just drove in, found the first random person, shot him, and then got back on the highway to get away. So very risky behavior. But also not. There's some thought into it, like he wanted to get away. So that's what you indicate that with. Also forensics, this was clearly, and judging from the report, this person was also had been living for homeless, for a while, for several years. Bad teeth, poor health, so this is, you can't imagine how these people would have crossed paths before, so you doubt they knew each other before Blake killed him. So yeah, there is that. Let's see here. The link to the chat should be I posted it earlier. Just scroll up for Forest Moss player. Sorry, that's to Scribblykins.
Yeah.
Anyways, so hello, Scribbly.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. And what
Lovely.
is so team Forest Moss? What page number of character did you choose?
360. I'm Blair Cawthon, a historian,
360.
which I'm sure will suit this scenario.
I mean, you have more warning than the rest of the players to choose. All right, Blair Coffin, historian. So yeah, you're another contractor. And yeah, you've been brought on, you've been onboarded. You know, you've heard everything I've already explained. So yeah, so you've looked at the your initial investigation reveals it's just a random killing. He just wanted to shoot it. I mean, you can't figure a motive unless he just wanted to shoot a guy.
I just wanted to shoot a guy.
Well, yeah. So you can investigate his life, you can investigate his company, you can investigate his finances, you can investigate his daily habits, his routine, because right now he is not suspicious at all. So
Is there a travel schedule available from his company as to when he's going to meetings and whatnot when he's traveling alone?
there is a public event calendar. There are 2 events in the next month where he's speaking publicly. One in New York as a keynote speaker for an engineering conference.
Okay.
And then another at a motivational motivational, speaking kind of event. So he is one of those kind of like, you can do things. You can be deep blue ocean strategy synergy. So
Keep your comments in the green triangle. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So those are his public events in the next month. But obviously they don't post his daily calendar. I'll say for free you can get to his assistant's email address, Elizabeth Desjardins, and try and social engineer something, or you can try and do some hacksaring. Or what do you want to do? Yeah, let's just go from left to right. First off, Blair, your historian, what do you want to do first?
Can I use anthropology to study the man and figure out like what his modus operandi is?
Sure. Give me an anthropology roll.
See, roll 1d100. That's a critical success. 33 under 40.
Okay. Yeah, with a critical success. This guy has, looking at his business record, his speaking, like the things that are attributed to him, you don't know if they were ghostwritten or not. But I mean, even if they were ghostwritten, they were written with his direction in mind. So they kind of give some insight into his personality. And just the way he runs his company, judging all these factors, and also the fact that know he's murdered one person senselessly, as far as you can tell. This guy is definitely a sadist and probably a serial killer. They've done a lot of contracting work in authoritarian countries with not great human rights records that are allies of the United States, of course. But you would not be surprised if he, has helped. Maybe you don't know you can't even imagine what kind of things he's been up to, but you're guessing that's like the middle act of a serial killer is finding some random person to shoot and then just driving away, and then just having the confidence to do that and to get away. And the fact he is so this guy is probably maybe a clinical sociopath. Maybe he still has some empathy, but like he does love hurting people, and is likes getting away with it. So yeah. That's the first thing that's the thing that's the Occam's razor of his public persona with you seeing kill this seemingly at random person. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, previous serial killers have been like this,
mhm.
and look at this guy. This is what he's like.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's
yeah, this guy is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and so yeah, imagine someone who with those predilections, but with the education, some self control, and hundreds of millions of dollars to go overseas and kill people who can't fight back, and have a friendly government to cover up their crimes, just having that kind of personality. So
is that an avenue of approach, though? Can we get evidence from overseas?
well,
As say, would it be possible to use like criminology and like cross-reference deaths in areas he's been visiting to?
Well, they probably. He only goes. Well, that would require more investigation to figure out what countries and where. Like, you need to get more info on his personal travel records. So,
also, there's the matter of jurisdiction.
well, you're doing this to all of this is going to be illegal. Like, this is all
Yeah.
remember, you're just basically your Castillo recommended you frame him for something that then you find evidence that you just dump at Castillo's feet, so he can be like, oh well, we've got to search this guy. He did crimes.
Yes, but we need to have him extradited to like Sweden or something. Because if he did something there, they'll want to have him at trial there.
Mm-hmm.
So the U.S. government need a cause to arrest him.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, it's not even arresting him. It's just your goal is to give the FBI justification for a search warrant of his home and office.
Yeah, because you said they certain books, right? Sorry.
Yeah, there are two books that he made two purchases to Inslee's auctions, and the special agent said that they refer to it as artifacts and as books, and said would incite violence in extremist groups. And thus they must be acquired by the special access program. They haven't described anything else like that. And
they haven't given us names of the books or anything.
No, they have not.
Wrong.
Okay.
You can ask Castillo for that. That is something he might be willing to give you if you can explain why you would need that information. I'll say for free, he has told you they are big old books. They do not look like modern books. They are, very old, so they're gonna stick out. And
we do not have the titles.
No. You can ask him for that, but you would have to give him a reason for why you would need that information. Because again, that's not he thinks they're in a safe room or in a safe that you will not be able to break into with your resources.
Well, is he a collector? Could there be multiple old books and we're looking for just a few?
Nothing in his public record so far has spoken to him being an antiquarian or collector of books, especially old books.
Then why did he buy them in the first place?
Well, you don't know, and that is your job to find out.
Well,
to a degree. Like, again, it's the special access program wants the books. You have to, and they think that they can get them if they do an FBI search warrant, and then you have to get the FBI in. So you have to find crimes that the FBI can safely investigate him for, or make one up and frame him for it. So murdering a random homeless person is not good because that evidence was not legally obtained, and also it was taken from a really suspect location. His rented car's backup camera, which is not something the FBI wants to indicate that that's something that they can surveil so easily.
So in theory, if we could confirm that those books are in his home, would they be able to just like Patriot Act all over?
They're already assuming they're at his home or his office.
Okay.
So like that's not your problem. You're there. You work with that.
We're just find a thing that they can actually go in on. Got it.
Yes, a crime, real or imaginary.
Yeah. Would I be able to like tail him for a bit and like try to? Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Well, tailing usually requires multiple people and multiple vehicles. So, do you all want to work on this, or do some of you want to work on this?
unless someone else has anything useful for me to do, I suppose I could help out with the tailing.
Yeah, tailing is not like at this point going to be very hard because he's not suspicious. Blair, you think he will be very confident? He must feel very safe in the United States because he's willing to take such crazy risks, like randomly shooting a person in an alley. So he's probably not too concerned. He probably feels invincible. He might act differently when he's outside the United States, or maybe he's even worse outside the United States. So who knows? I have Blair and Joseph working on that. Steve and Marquis, do you want to join in for that for a day, or do you?
So the reason I was thinking we might want the titles is to know who else would be interested in the books and maybe do some surveillance on them to see if they have anything on Savory going on that we could then find he's doing also. But that sounds like it's too much of a reach at the moment.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
You have no evidence to suggest he's in contact with him. Yeah, you do need evidence for Castillo.
No. Just not looking for the type of people that would want those books. What do they do, and can we find something he would do that's similar kind of thing?
Okay.
So sort of like Stig, but for creepy weird books.
You have human, right? Yeah,
Yep.
you have human. It's go ahead and give me a human roll. Yeah.
All right. See if it cooperates. Oh, nope.
All right.
It's perfectly normal.
Castillo says no, and that's it.
Okay.
So
Dope.
Anyway, so you we'll say so Joseph and Blair start surveilling him, and both of you give me alertness checks. You don't have to make it driving because again he's not doing anything ridiculous.
Oh, that skill I don't have.
He's not just doing Fast and Furious drifting down.
That's a big nope from me.
And a slightly lesser note from me.
All right, well you lose track of him pretty quickly. That's yeah.
Maybe there's a reason he's confident.
Man, he must have hired some real good drivers.
If
I lost him that easily.
Yep.
Whoosh.
So that you don't get anything useful from that. You you eventually check up. You do find his car at the parking lot of the Puckett Systems. They have their own building. It's in an office park. It's like a 6-story office building. It's not Halliburton level, but in 20 years it might be Halliburton level company. And they they have quite a few people working there, but he's got the best parking space and blah blah blah. So it seems like he's going, for free. I'll tell you, it looks like his routine for right now was work home. If he stopped somewhere along the way, you don't know, but
how often does he kill based on the things I found out?
That you don't have enough information to speculate on. You don't know if he's the kind of person who could just kill a whole bunch of people when he's overseas and then feel satiated for a long time, or if he needs to kill a person every month, or if it's not even maybe he's like a serial killer, but it's just like he's like I feel like killing today, and then maybe he goes with years without feeling that urge, or maybe he does when he's certain, like if he's frustrated, he needs to vent. So you don't know enough about how he works. At this point, you're very confident he's a sadist, and that he has killed before, and probably overseas, because he lives in a culture that enables it, and would protect him from consequences. Let's see here. So meanwhile, let's see who hasn't done anything yet.
I haven't. My plan was to just go with sort of fishing 101 against this personal assistant of his.
Sure.
Like find a personal email, send out an email about like an Amazon order that's like $1,000 of frozen pizzas. Get her to type in her password to a website that is not Amazon.
Yeah. I will say, as one of your perks as being a contractor for the Special Access Program, is they've given you a very large toolkit of specialized malware and Trojan horses and all kinds of fun toys. So go ahead and give me a computer science check.
All right. Let's see if this 8. I succeed.
All right. Yeah, you get into you get access to her laptop. And you are able to you've compromised your laptop, so you can just get whatever data you want out of it. So what do you want to get? I assume you copy all her emails.
Yeah. Emails.
You can activate her webcam too, which you do, but there's a piece of tape over it. But there's still a microphone, so you can listen to her and him. But you realize you don't want to download too much data at once because unusual network traffic, at least at our office, is going to be checked by IT. So there are certain risks. So you can get access, like it's very easy for you to access small files like emails and smaller spreadsheets and that kind of thing. But if you try and I get everything, you're probably gonna raise some alarm bells because this is a high-end company and they have a pretty good IT department. So it's not carte blanche. So you get her emails.
What schedule, which I presume will be much like schedule.
You get the calendar. Yeah. So you have his daily calendar now.
There you go.
Yep. All right.
So, do we have it going back a ways, and can we coordinate that with unsolved John Doe murders? Somebody's been traveling.
Like how far back are you going to go? I mean, like it goes back 4 years, and that's he travels a lot. Okay. So
I mean, we'd start with 3 months, then 6 months, etc.
Okay. I mean, that's going to be a while to do that, but you can. So are you going to try and see if you can find another murderer and somehow pin it on him?
Well, he could have left biological material, anything like that.
Yeah, okay.
Evidence.
Okay. Anybody who has criminology
I mean, if it ties up that he's in X town and this is when these murders happen and it's consistent, then that's maybe enough. But who knows?
Anybody with criminology or forensics?
Okay. I'll give you a criminology because actually they're the same.
Mm-hmm. Or law. Okay. Again, you have to backdoor this to the FBI legitimately. So the FBI, Castillo has to tell a story to a judge about how they got this evidence and why they suspect him of crime. So how picture Castillo at the judge, talking to the judge. How was Castillo going to sell this? How did they match this DNA to this particular person for this murder? So let's say you do find another random killing. How would they know to test him? He is not in the system as of right now.
Well, like I said, if there's a pattern where his travel coincides with a murder.
Yeah, but how did you zero in on him legally?
Okay.
Unless there's a smoking gun, how would you that? And the thing is, you're a black bag group, so you could manufacture a smoking gun, but that means you need to get some of his DNA to plant.
Fair enough.
But remember, that's the thing you need is a smoking gun if you want to do that kind of big crime thing. And then you also have to explain why you need a search warrant for his home and office. If you just killed somebody in Detroit, for example, why do you need to search his house?
Okay, that's disappointing.
Yeah. Well, it's how the legal system kind of works.
Which is also disappointing. Yeah.
The legal system is not based on. Was not founded on the idea that you would know who was actually doing crimes and then come up with reasons to convict them.
Ours wasn't.
Weirdly enough. So
officially.
So you still can look for his. He probably has killed other people. But how are you going to backdoor it? That's going to be the question.
Guys.
Here's
what
yeah.
We murder someone. I break into his house, plant the murder weapon, or we get a cadaver and make it look like someone murdered him, and plant evidence in his home.
Yeah, but why are they okay?
If we could get into his home, we wouldn't need the warrant.
Well, you could get into his home. Remember, it's probably the books, if they're in his home, are in a panic room, which is like a vault that you can, that's the size of a room. So like that's going to be locked up. Like, but the rest of his house is not going to be a fortress. I mean, it's going to have a security system and shit, but like you could plant something in his patio or in his, living room.
If we need DNA, I would suggest his car to be the easier mark.
Oh, it's just one of the rental cars.
Rental cars are legally going to be harder to do because multiple people have access to them. And also, it's just
its personal vehicle would be much easier. I mean, I'm more than willing to, go break.
But again, the question is, why would we want that DNA evidence since there's nothing linking him with these things? Let's look for financial stuff.
But if you're willing to kill somebody, there's actually
it's about that.
Kill someone he knows. Then that means like usually people are killed by people they know. So you could frame him for like maybe say he has an affair with his assistant. We'll say, oh yeah, by the way, he is divorced. He has 2 children. They are both in college. And you don't know what their status is in terms of whether they give a shit about each other or anything like that. So yeah.
Well, check his calendar. How often is he slated to visit them?
At the beginning and ends of semesters, it is very regular. And there are multiple events during the summer. So he is not like a helicopter parent by any means, but he is not entirely distant.
Does he have custody or not?
They're both the kids were both in college. So yeah. When they were growing up, the mother had custody, but he paid full child support according to the emails that you have, and apparently was not a deadbeat dad.
Why did his mother get custody?
That would be in sealed court records. That's not in the assistant's emails or the calendar.
Does the assistant have any, like, I guess if not personal financial stuff, then like corporate financial stuff that we could look at?
A bit, not much.
All right.
Like what kind of information are you trying to figure out? Are you trying to frame him? Are you trying to look in to see if he's committed in financial crimes? Or are you going to look into figure out ways to frame him for financial crimes?
In that order, yes.
Okay. All right. Do any of you have accounting or bureaucracy?
I have accounting at 50.
All right, give me accounting.
Better than mine.
Critical success.
All right. All right.
Thanks, Dicebot.
Yeah. So
top men.
One of the things that is illegal in the United States is for American business people to bribe foreign officials. And there are certainly hinky emails and financial transactions that are referenced. You don't have the full details because it's the secretaries to foreign officials, particularly those in Turkey. So it is possible that is one of the countries he has been to multiple times. I mean, that far from over, he's traveled a lot. So it is possible, like if you wanted to frame him for a crime, or he may have actually committed this, is to, bribing foreign officials. But then again, the question is, how do you backdoor that? How does that get revealed?
And how does that get us a search warrant?
Well, a search warrant would be easy. You need records and documents for financial crimes. That's actually the easiest to justify a search warrant.
Fair
so you need to get everything to search it. And also proceeds of things. For example, you could use valuable antiques to bribe foreign officials, like, books that are really old and worth hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. So that would actually be the easy way. That would be the easy justification. But again, you have to, how do you backdoor this?
Is there anything showing that the books were perhaps stolen or otherwise illegally acquired before they sold them to him? Because acquiring, stolen goods is illegal.
Yeah, that's true. You could use the books themselves as justification. That is give me accounting, or criminology.
Criminology sounds like a better idea. Let's see, there we go. Yep. Critical success.
It is. All right. Well, it was sold through an auction house, which is actually a big red flag because auction art is like the third largest black market in the world. Like besides drugs, weapons, and people, it's art, including antiques. Because one, it's valuable. Two, their physical assets worth millions, or a lot of money. So like it's really good for people who, don't have legitimate income, like, drug dealers and weapons dealers and that kind of thing. And three, it's a great way to hide, evade taxes because you can just put it in a antique or a painting and hide it.
So money laundering.
It could also be, like I said, it could be bribes. And also because these art objects are poorly regulated as part of, they're subject of all kinds of theft and crime. So like, and auction houses and art dealers are often complicit in the black market for artwork. So if you looked at Inslee's auctions and he came up, that would be that would be a great way to backdoor it if you could. But then you have to go deal with Inslee's auction.
I think that's probably a better idea.
Okay.
Can we find?
Would that mean we have to find out what the books are? Because then we have,
not necessarily. If we can find out that Inslee has other clients that are criminals that were using it possibly for money laundering, we then get Inslee's whole records, and from there he pops up.
Yep.
Sort of a rope him in a RICO type.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You don't know. I mean, he gave them their
fine thing.
Yep. It is. It's a wonderful tool. So that would actually be a good way of doing it. So Inslee's auction. So you look at that. It is located in Washington, D.C., or at least their offices are, which is not surprising. There's a lot of rich people in D.C. and a lot of interest in art and antiques, with all those museums and whatnot. It is a private company, no stocks or anything like that. If you wanna, there's a curator, an owner. Well, they have several staff. They have it's a small company.
Does it have a long history?
Let's see here. It is not like super long. It's not like hundreds of years old. It's probably about 30 or 40, 35 years old, we'll say. Like
pretty good for the US.
Yeah, exactly.
Any hinky business in its past?
Well, that's going to require some kind of check. Actually, for an auction house, you could use history.
Hey, I'll try that then.
All right.
That is probably just over. I miss it.
Okay.
I could, however, use archaeology. If they're selling old stuff.
Yeah.
And that's really the stuff that's mostly stolen, isn't it?
I mean, that is a massive.
You tell us.
Problem.
Just over again. Oh well, I'm useless.
Wallace Bethany, we'll say, is the owner of Inslee's auctions. He took over for Mr. Inslee. I will say for free, they've cooperated in several cases. Actually, the FBI used to have them, does deal with art crimes, stolen art and whatnot, and they've cooperated 3 times. If I could get a contact name agent, and why is this random name generator not working anymore? Dang it.
Stephen Briggs.
No. Let's see here.
I tried.
Yep. Sorry.
You're good.
Just, oh my god, just fucking give me some names.
Terrence Holt.
Sorry.
Randy Butternubs.
Holly Wilson, Special Agent Holly Wilson, in the New York field office, has talked to them before. So Agent Barlow, you could actually easily reach out to her and talk to her about Inslee's auctions and get her impression of that off the record, or ask Castillo to do it, or get just the case files on it without
Why
letting.
don't we just start with the case files, because that's the least obtrusive.
Okay.
If we're supposed to be invisible, probably talking to other people is not great.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so you get the case file. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Castillo can do that, and you've given him a pretty good angle. And it's like, yeah, no, that's pretty good. Everyone give me some sort of investigative skill check. I'll allow criminology, forensics. I'd give history as well. And I think those are the three big ones.
Forensics.
Criminology.
Yep. Criminology would be good.
60.
Yep. I got the criminology.
Okay. Forensics, history, anything?
History is a fail.
Okay. Well, criminology, you get the impression Inslee's auctions is a lot like other auction houses, that they aren't, well, this is not super criminal, but they're definitely guilty of not doing good due diligence. There's a certain amorality, but that they, in fact, the case file does say the owner or the person, Wallace Bethany, was actually second. Mr. Inslee or Mrs. Inslee, the person who owned it, had to retire due to the scandal, and but Wallace Bethany basically informed on several clients to the FBI. So basically, yeah, Agent Wilson, Holly Wilson, basically has used them as a snitch several times in the past. But that was years ago.
Okay. I also made the forensics exactly with the 50. Okay.
With forensics, yeah, you do notice that this is specializing in antiques, especially things from. There is sort of an emphasis on occult things that have occult significance, which is unusual. Ritualistic daggers from dug up from archaeology sites. But there is sort of a strange emphasis on sea fishing towns on the eastern seaboard, which is sort of So yeah,
we don't know a whole lot about the special access program at this point.
You know nothing occult or nothing.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So it looks like the customers, though, but however, the customer there's degrees of customers where you're successful forensic checks. There are the sort of the standard customers, but it seems that there are a couple of special customers that their names have been kept out, even of the FBI file. So like there must be a few essentially sugar daddies who are so wealthy or powerful that Inslee Auctions is not going to betray them regardless of, or at least this was like 5 years ago. You don't know what's changed since then, or if So with this information, you realize you could simply pose as a new FBI agent saying, we need information, snitch, or we'll make trouble. You could essentially try and shake them down. You could even lie about being with Agent Wilson's, Agent Wilson told us to talk to you. And if you don't, we'll make trouble, basically.
Oh, we could also point out, it's like, if you don't help us, we'll just go public with what you have done.
Reputation. Yeah, that would ruin their reputation. Yeah, their involvement in this as informants was sort of they never had to testify or do anything like that. Most of these cases were solved quietly. Guilty pleads, no press, because wealthy people are involved, and that would be embarrassing. So, and all the stolen artwork that was recovered or that was being laundered through there, none of it was like world famous. I mean, they're like valuable paintings, but they're like, unless you have an art history minor, you wouldn't have heard the.
They're not like old masters that everyone is
No
like,
Rembrandt.
oh, Rembrandt.
Yeah. No Rembrandts, no Van Goghs, nothing like that. Nothing in any.
It's like the guy that was competing with them, not like Scaglieri or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So, you can shake down Mr. Bethany. He lives in DC. That's not too far from where you are.
Okay.
You could try and hack his email too, or you could black bag his office. You also have information about his office and his security measures. Because
I mean,
I'll
break in. I'll break into anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was Bethany still there when the books were purchased?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought the other fellow. I'm sorry, not Bethany.
Yeah, Mrs. Inslee retired. That's why it's called Inslee's Auction. She's the one.
Got it.
But she handed it over to Wallace Bethany. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Are there any of the emails from the assistant going to Inslee's or Bethany?
They actually mentioned contact me on my. I have there is when you do that specific search, you do find one from Elizabeth that says, I have some other questions about some art that I want to buy for myself. Please contact me on this other email address.
Well,
that's odd.
Yep, that's very odd. Well, I don't know how odd it is. I mean, maybe she wants to buy some art. Like, you don't know much.
Secretary, isn't you?
Personal assistant to a person worth hundreds of millions of dollars. She is probably paid in the six figures.
Well,
yeah. She's probably.
It's not like their email is subject to FOI like ours. So yeah, why would she care about which email address she used?
Well, maybe not wanting to clog up personal business email with personal stuff.
People are lazy. Yeah, let's see what that other account tells us.
This is let me see if I want to get the name right.
Was that Marquez?
Proton Mail. This is a Proton Mail account, which is
that's the encrypted stuff.
Yep.
Nice.
That's also unusual.
Very weird.
Which means one, she's never accessed Proton Mail on her work laptop. She must have a personal laptop or computer. Or
it wasn't her.
Well, you know that there's no access to that email account from the computer that you have hacked.
Right.
So you need the password, or you need to hack the computer that she uses to access it, and then keylog it essentially.
Yeah. Well.
How old is she?
She is 34.
I feel like social engineering could be a thing on this.
Okay. How do you want to do that?
I'm not sure I do, but
well, this is a question.
Mm-hmm.
He has access to her computer. Her computer is presumably part of a network.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are at work, you connect your phone up to that network, so you save on the mileage.
Mm-hmm.
So could he connect to her phone by way of her computer?
Well, her work phone, which is a BlackBerry, she connects to her own laptop with her BlackBerry, so you can access her work phone from that with another computer science test. I mean, to jump to device, you'd have to make another computer science test.
All right.
But
I'll make that if you guys want.
Yep.
That's a success.
Okay. You jump to her BlackBerry. Doing a quick search for Proton Mail, you do not find any access. She has no app, or you don't find anything in her browser history. There's nothing indicating she's ever used it on her work phone.
It might be easier to get on Inslee's end.
Or we could break into her apartment or whatever and
I think the auction house gives us more plausible deniability.
Well, we have her work phone though, so maybe we can get some of the conversations she's had with her boss.
I mean, there might be really important information in that Proton Mail account. I'm just saying.
Right, but the other end of the Proton Mail would have to be at Inslee's.
Fair.
And if we
Actually,
got-
I'll say you only access the data part of the phone. Actually, tapping for phone calls is going to be another check. Actually, that would be a SIGINT check if you have SIGINT.
I do. I have it at 40. Does anyone have anything better?
Nope.
All right.
What's SIGINT?
Signal analysis.
Signal intelligence.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a
The
failure.
joke is that
Okay.
Well,
Alright.
I could give it a shot.
Do you have SIGINT too?
20.
You can insist the Marquise.
Let me try. No, can't
Okay.
figure heads or tails of it.
All right. Did you make your SIGINT check then, Marquise?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have this.
Okay, if you fail at any other task related to this thing, you're gonna like alert them. Their security is pretty good. So if you do anything else, if you make any other skill checks and fail, you will trigger an alarm essentially, and their IT staff are probably gonna find you.
Let's find out a bunch about Wallace Bethany.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. You're gonna try and hack his computer. You can do the exact same thing, but with his laptop. All right. Give me a computer science check then, Marquise.
All right. I failed that.
Okay. Well, it's a work. Did you critically fail?
No.
Okay. You still succeed because he's a civilian with a normal laptop, and you have the FBI bag of computer malware. So it's not a great hack. It's going to be pretty obvious to even Geek Squad that his computer's been compromised, so he's probably going to format it or take it in for repairs pretty soon because you're basically it's running slower and weird. It's glitchy, so but you can get some information off of it. So you can, in fact, if you want to just what do you want to do with that? You want to just copy his emails again?
Yeah, copy his emails. Any records of sales, shipping addresses.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
Well, I'm specifically looking for emails on the Proton account, which we do have the name of. Because he might be the kind of guy that had to post it in the clear so he could get to it because it was too hard to access.
the security is only as good as your weakest link. And like I said, he's an older guy. He is not. He's trained as an art historian, antiquarian / antiquarian. So he doesn't know very much about computer security. So he just has copies of the Proton mails on his end that are not encrypted, so you can read their conversation from their end. And so you start reading the emails, and Elizabeth apparently is as a self-confessed bibliophile, and is wondering if he had any other books like the ones he sold to Gabriel Blake, your original target, and they're going back and forth, and he's sending her a catalog of books that he has available to her, and she's saying she's interested in these. She wants to hear more about these, and they're talking about price, and they've settled on one. And
she's used the title of those books then.
Yep.
Because we now know.
Yep. Let's see here. It is there is a book called Liber Domitus.
Great. That can't be bad at all.
Have I heard of this book before?
Do you have a cult?
Yes.
All right.
The historian has a cult.
Yep.
But not that high, I think. Nope, I miss.
Okay. Let's see here. It's
I also have a cult. Can I go ahead and roll on it?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Let's see if I know things. Missed it by 2. Sad.
well,
wanted
for
to know
free, I'll
that.
say it is a known book, attributed falsely to Saint Lazarus. This it's a book, supposedly a narrative on dying, being damned, experiencing hell, and being resurrected. Written,
Of course.
sometime around 1570 by someone in German. It was written in German, and that's about all you get with a failed skill check.
That's
Okay.
enough. That's weird.
I was on board until we got to the resurrection part.
And, you know, how is this a dangerous thing? Weird.
I don't know.
Well, this is not the two. You don't know that this is one. This is not one of the two books that Blake bought. This is a book that Elizabeth is buying for herself.
That's totally reassuring.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, that's according to her Proton Mail discussion with. So yeah, she set up a side deal, and she is offering $175,000 for the book.
Holy cats. I kind of want to go in and steal that book.
In fact, there is going to be a meeting very soon where they are going to exchange. There is an the money is in escrow right now. It is, being it is in
let's update Peter and see what Castillo says about this. Is this something we want to intercept?
All right, yeah. He is when you arrange a meeting with him again at a different place, we'll say it's a car park, underground car parking lot, essentially, garage. He says it is of interest. If you can find out where they're meeting and set up surveillance of it, let us know as soon as possible where and when they are going to transfer the book, where the book is, and when is she going to get it, and set up surveillance of it and give me access to that surveillance.
Do we have that actually already?
You don't have all the details. They said, let's finalize this on the phone, which you do not have tapped.
Okay.
Well, we could try one more time, but then we get discovered, and then we alert everyone.
Yeah. So, do we know when-ish that's going to happen? You said soon.
Yeah.
Let's just tail him. He should be super easy to tail.
Yeah. All right. So the four of you go to DC. And big city noises. And everyone give me an alertness or stealth check.
I choose alertness being the higher skill.
This is not going to go well.
Yes.
It's like a success except for not.
I fail.
All four of you fail?
I think we have
Sorry,
one more
what
left
were we
to
rolling?
try.
Alertness or stealth, whatever is higher.
I will roll stealth because I'm a stealthy boy. Critical success.
All right. Well,
okay.
It turns out the sneaky criminal person is really good at stalking people.
Top man.
Yep.
That's a total surprise.
What? I mean, I'm only 25. I couldn't have been to jail that long, right?
All right. So
that means I never got everyone's introduction. Who are you guys? I know Agent Barlow must be some kind of FBI agent or something.
I'm a specialist in entry.
And your name is
Joseph Rassignon.
Or Joe Criminal, as I have in my notes.
Joe Criminal. Yep.
Sorry.
And we have last but not least.
Marquise Caver, just IT guy, I guess.
I put my notes on the Hangout chat so you can see that.
Thank you.
Yep. Sorry, I should have done that earlier. So, because you got a critical success, he goes to this restaurant, this nice Indian restaurant, and in a nice suburban neighborhood of DC, within a walking distance of the National Mall. It's I forgot the name of the neighborhood, but it's a really nice neighborhood. And he just goes in this restaurant, and you actually decide just to go in yourself and look like you're trying to get a takeaway. But you overhear him. He's like, "All right, I just want to reserve the private room. tomorrow night I'm meeting a client, and it's very important that we have a dinner meeting and it goes well. And I just like, so he's just securing. So you get the details, like they're meeting tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at this restaurant in the private room, which where it is. It's right over there. So yeah, where and when the meeting's going to be. So,
and now we just need to make sure the room's no longer private.
Yep. Yeah. So you have access to surveillance devices of all kinds. You have a fun little toy box of things to plant, but like, how do you get into the restaurant? Are you going
to? Do you folks want me to just break in, or do you want to go strong arm them? Like,
I think breaking in is less going to be less obvious to us. We can always deny you. So,
cool.
Sorry.
All right. So in that case,
just that night, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how good I'm going to be at setting them all up. I don't know what I would roll for that, but
well, I think if you could get us in, if there's no one there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here.
First thing to check is, are there alarms and whatnot?
Yeah.
Or surveillance.
Do I notice that while I'm, in there that day?
Give me alertness.
Alertness. Yep.
All right. Yeah, they have GenSec security, which is pretty standard for commercial places. That you find out where all the, that there is a circuit breaker. You can, or where to cut the wire to disable the alarms.
Seems good.
Yeah. So, let's see. You have locksmithing as part of your criminology. So I can't remember. I know there's special training things for.
If you have locksmith at any skill level, you have the special training to use lockpicks.
Yeah. So
on a dex roll, I think.
Basically, it's a restaurant, so they work pretty late. They're not done until like 2 a.m.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, they got to clean up and everything. And actually, yeah, it was like 1:30. Yeah, 1:32 ish. When they finished cleaning up after the last people. There are people there until like 12:30.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of late dinners in DC.
Yeah.
So you as the work staff leaves, you all are waiting. So you know where to cut the wire, so you don't have to make a roll for that. You already made the roll to do that, but you do need to give me I assume you're going to try and pick locks to get in without being noticed. If you're a normal burglar, you would just force open the door because you don't give a shit if people know you're there or not after the fact.
I'm more classy.
Yeah, you don't want people to know you've been in there because this is different. So go ahead and give me a criminology check.
That's an 8 out of 60.
All right, door pops right open. So let's see here. SIGINT is a good skill to roll for this. I would allow somebody had SIGINT, right?
Yeah, I do.
All right, give me a SIGINT check.
I did not see.
I'll try mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I fail.
All right.
I've got electrical engineering and craft electrician.
All right. Yeah, you can give me either one of those.
We'll try the electrical engineering.
You didn't critically fail, so they're there. They're not.
No.
What about this one?
Is that a critical
Twice my
failure?
skill.
Okay.
We can't run the cable. It's an old ceiling. It's like not drywall. It's that other stuff that's hard to do.
So the only person who hasn't rolled to plant the bugs yet is Joseph, right?
Yep.
Joseph, you can give me another criminology check because I mean, yeah, you know how to. You've experienced this in the other.
Apparently, I am the competent one of the crew.
Yeah, young criminal.
No. What this means is only 1/4 of the bugs have been planted correctly. So you all split up to plant bugs.
No, I think what it means is the batteries we all thought were due weren't, except for his.
Well, that counts as planted correctly.
They're just gonna get in there tomorrow, and just like boom mics are gonna be hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, that's if you crit failed.
Yeah.
That's pretty great though.
But you have some video and audio, so it's not great. But it's wireless. And it will turn on tomorrow around 5. Well, you can turn it on whenever you want. The batteries only don't last so long. And Castillo tells you, all right, thanks. Now get out of the city.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Okay. So yeah. What he actually tells you to take to just be on standby.
Where?
Well,
Do you
outside
want
of
us out of the city, or do you want us on standby near
actually
there?
just get a safe house and get a paramedic kit ready.
Oh, do any of us have first aid
shovel.
over 10%?
I have surgery at 20. Don't ask me why I got that. Because I didn't.
Yeah.
I just
Hobby.
got a character.
All right. So let's see how this is going to go. Could be worse. So yeah, you're all told to just get a safe house, get paramedic and a shovel and
A shovel.
and tarps.
Some bags
ready
of
to go.
rye.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with any of this. Please don't be alarmed.
Yeah, in fact,
Just
everyone
some
give me a stand check for
standard
helpless.
precautions.
Yeah.
Finally
Standard
it happened.
precautions.
Yep. Everyone give me a sand check for.
Oh man, I barely fail.
I barely fail to.
It's fine.
All right, Mark. It's just one sanity, but Mark, yeah, it's helplessness. This is not like if you make it, you don't lose any. If you
Okay.
fail, you just lose one. But like this is extremely weird and
Like-
stressful.
This is disconcerting.
Yeah.
Why
This
would
is
they
not
need
what I
that?
imagined I would be doing tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not that
Um,
kind of criminal.
And also, Castile knows we can't. If we screw this up, it's going to screw up our line into the other guy. Dead art dealers are not okay unless that lets us into their books.
Yeah. That is true. So yeah, you get a call. Also, see, Castillo just tells Barlow privately to make sure he's carrying a drop piece.
Oh yeah, I switched my piece out one else book.
does
I'm not
any-
trading.
A
Yeah.
drop piece is
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's
I
not
also pick up a drop
something
piece.
that we trade.
DC.
Yeah. So,
Do I
yeah.
need to make a roll for any of that, or
No, you can just have a gun. You can just go to a gun show and buy one.
Yep.
Or use a straw buy or any number of methods to avoid, having to register in your name. Let's see here. Yeah, actually, Castillo tells Joe to do the same thing because he has get a drop piece. Bring a gun that's not traceable to you.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess. I'm also gonna have a knife.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Need a
So
knife.
the four of you are waiting in the safe house, unsure of what to do. And
well, I mean, the obvious thing is have Indian takeout while we wait.
yeah. All right. So you get a call about at 11:30, and he says, "Get to this address now."
We go.
Yeah. So who's driving?
I'll drive.
I'm gonna drive a 50.
All right. Give me a driving check.
Am I doing it or are you doing it, David?
Up to you. If you've got a 50, go for it. What could go wrong?
24.
There you
On a
go.
roll.
You're rolling better. So yeah.
All right. So you're
RNG
going
is
pretty
first.
fast.
Oh yeah.
This is essentially a hotel by the highway. And yeah, are any of you do anything while you're in there? Are you you're just actually, yeah, everyone give me intelligence times 5 check.
Well, I only have a burner phone on me, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, yeah.
Indeed.
I critically fail.
All right.
I'm quietly hyperventilating.
An intelligence check? Yep, easy.
All right. Those of you who succeed, check the local DC news. There was gunshots. No bodies, but several witnesses report over a dozen gunshots And there's
At the address we're going to, or near the address?
in the neighborhood, but not there. So
we should go slower when we get close.
Well, it's not. It's actually near. The shooting was near the restaurant.
Okay.
You're going somewhere on the outside of DC at basically one of those, the Sleepeasy Inn, one of those generic
no-tell motel.
Yeah, but one of those, that highway travelers would use to just spend the night. And you're told as you get there to look for the red Ford Explorer in the back of the parking lot.
Yeah.
So you do so, and you see there is a grim-looking man who tells you, this is a good place for forest moss, isn't it?
Hmm.
You do know the code name.
It grows well in the shade.
All right.
Yes, we give the appropriate response.
Do any of you have any medical skills? This is
Surgery.
No.
First aid 10%. It's default.
Yeah.
Okay, if none of you are trained, that's fine. I'll just give me the kit. You look in the back seat, and there is another man who has been just sort of grimly clutching at his side.
Criminology to know a local veterinarian that will do this off the books.
At half.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how bad it looks, but going for it. Yes, I make it. 21 out of 25.
That's hilarious.
All right.
I've seen too many movies.
So the man in the front seat, who is quite shaken, he says, "Look, I didn't call you here just for this. I can patch him up. Although I appreciate the kit. I have been told the primary target for tonight. It looks like a woman, right? The target's name is Elizabeth Jardins.
Mm-hmm.
She is in room 321 in that hotel. I've had eyes. She does not know she has been followed. She is holed up in there, and you need to go in there and you need to kill her.
What?
What?
And get the book back.
Okay. I guess.
She is not human.
Oh.
You need to go in and kill her. It is not human.
Sand check?
Sand check.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Oh, that's a 100.
I'm failing again.
All right.
It's fine.
I would say this is not cool. Yeah, this will be unnatural. You don't have to check mark helplessness again. But it's only 1 point if you lose it, because it's just a guy telling you she's a monster.
So
Yeah.
100 still a crit fail, right?
Yeah, it's a crit fail, but I mean, if you
I take 2 instead or something.
Two, yeah.
Okay. I guess I can.
We're
I
not
feel like we pulled on the right thread.
We're
sort
not
of.
equipped.
You
good point. Where do you shoot a not human?
Just anywhere with enough. He reaches over to the passenger seat or like the passenger floorboard areas, and he pulls up an MP5 and hands it to you.
That's just firearm skill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's it's on full auto, and he reaches over, pulls out one magazine. Oh, and he takes out another box. It's a box of surgical gloves.
Good choice.
Yeah. Put on the blue gloves.
Wipe down the MP5 after putting on the gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I grab that? What was I thinking there?
I took a key card that'll open up the door to the stairwell. Then just go to the third floor, room 321. She was in there. She thinks it's safe, that no one knows about it. I think we wounded it. You need to make sure it doesn't leave that room, and then get the book back, and then just get out of here.
Do we need to do anything with the remains of special nature?
My understanding is they will melt. I don't
Great.
know. If you want to take it, I mean,
No.
yeah, I don't know what will happen. Set the room on fire, I guess.
How big a hotel is this?
It's one of those ones that are like 4 or 5 stories by the side of the highway. Yeah.
Great.
Rather not do that.
Well, we'll figure something out.
Yep.
Let's one murder at a time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're just being told to kill a U.S. citizen because it's a monster.
Yeah,
By a person you've never met.
I'm gonna roll human on this guy.
Sure.
Like,
That's a really great idea.
Yeah, let's all do that.
fail because I have like 10 in humans, but
All right. Yeah. No. Seems legit.
I crit fail. I think this is a terrible idea. We shouldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. With 100, you blurt that out.
So should I
He
do
looks.
a human roll?
Yeah. You make a human roll. Everyone can make a human roll.
All
Human
right.
rolls all around.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I
totally.
fail.
Yeah,
with
this guy's
my,
not legit.
With my 10% in human.
Well,
because,
if you just regular fail, you don't know.
Okay.
If you crit fail, yeah, you get the wrong idea.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 75 out of 60.
Yeah, you just don't know. But the person in the back, the man in the back, does lean up and say, "Look, if you doubt it, there's shadow. It's not. It's not human. It doesn't look human."
Fair enough. Pretty concrete. That would be weird. Is there anything it could do that we should know about?
It's smart.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how much bullets hurt it. Enough of them will kill it. It's not human. It's I don't know exactly what it is. It may it's he's fading out. So yeah.
Yep.
Good God. Are we
Well-
really doing this?
well, we want to take it by surprise, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
and even if
All right.
even if
Give me
they're
the
full
gun.
of crap, we've got to take care of this anyway. It's got us all over it, I guess.
No, it doesn't. We could just step back from this and not kill a person.
Why did they have our numbers then?
yeah.
They,
And then we'll be in trouble with the program, and
That
We
sounds
probably
like a
don't
bad
want
idea. Yeah, no, I think this is worth at least looking at her shadow.
we could try that, I suppose. But
so I'm gonna stealth up toward the. See if is there like just the front door to get in, or
Well, there's the front. It's a standard hotel, like by the side of the highway. You've been to these before. Like, there's a front lobby that anyone can go into, but there are doors at each of the stairwells. From the parking lot that you can go into, but you need to read a key card. You have the key card, so you can go in.
Okay.
Can we disable cameras and whatnot and get the appropriate?
How do you disable it?
Are there cameras? Do we see them?
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yeah, of course.
criminology guy.
Well, technology. I can give me a SIG check.
All right. See if this goes any better than it has previously.
It'll be fine.
Oh, doesn't.
we're not doing great on SIGINT. I too can try.
Okay. Dicebot not wanting to help.
I'm not gonna tell us.
Here, I'll roll for Dicebot.
Only a 20.
Yeah, no, you fail.
Yeah.
Obviously there's got to be, for free, I'll tell you, there's got to be some sort of control room or some sort of central location where someone can monitor all the cameras, and that'll have basically a DVR set up to record thing, so you can destroy that. But other than that, you don't know.
Okay, let's make some makeshift bandanas to cover our.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you go in there with fucking masks or bandanas, essentially, you're going to look shady as hell. But yeah, but your faces won't be shown up. Like right now, the car you're in is not registered here. You knew that because you're fucking planting bugs and shit like that. But and you're wearing gloves, but you're in just whatever clothes you were wearing, and yeah. So the thing is also, Blair, what are you going to do?
I think this is a terrible idea. We should at least, verify this ludicrous claim that she's inhuman.
All right.
Your curiosity is going to get you in there. Good job.
Okay. So,
baseball caps?
You don't.
Why don't I just sign in for the
baseball caps? That's something people doing surveillance would have. That's a pretty stereotypical thing. So yeah, you can put on baseball caps.
Genre points. Okay, so.
All right, so you go up. So you are all of you going in the stairwell up to the third floor?
I guess.
All right, so you go in there. There is a maid coming. You see a maid servicing or pushing a cart of supplies. You can all try to avoid her, or I'll just walk by here and pretend you're totally normal people doing normal things.
Are we out in the hallway, or are we just opening the staircase door?
You've already gotten in the hallway. You're walking towards 3, 2, 1. So I assume you're all
pretending to be normal people.
All right, yeah. You all pass her. She doesn't pay attention, and you get to room 321. You do not know. You do not think this. The man in the parking lot did not say it would work on her door. Or its door, as he said. So you could either shoot the lock off, which is
that only works in the movies.
Don't we have a professional lock picker here and 3 men who can cover for him while he jiggles the door handle?
All right, yeah, give me a lock picking check.
Seems good. Yep, that's a success. 47 out of 50.
I mean, it's like a security door with a key card thing, but you can fake it because
I've got a thing.
Yeah, you've got a thing that can do that. However, because you did succeed, you realize that she put the little inner latch on. So someone could make a strength check to knock it down. Or you could make a dex times 5 check to carefully move it while just having the door open a slight little bit.
Sure.
Okay.
Fortune favors the me.
Okay.
Yep, that's a success.
All right, so you do that. You can get in a hotel room.
Joseph the ninja.
Hey, I was brought in for a reason. Okay,
because you're the only one that can roll dice tonight.
All right, so the door is ready to be opened. It's unlocked. Well, how are you entering? Who's entering the door?
Let me double check, Shadow.
So,
is there a light source on in the room?
Yep.
So there will be a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I notice the shadow?
You haven't opened the door except for a small fraction of an inch in order to move the little latch thing off.
And Barlow has the MP5, right?
Yep.
I would imagine so, under his coat or whatever.
Yep.
So I of course I pull my whatever 9mm or whatever that I got at the gun show.
Mm-hmm. So you're going in first.
So okay, here's what we do. I'll open the door. I'll stay low. You shoot over me.
No.
All right, you didn't have time to rehearse this, so you open the door.
What I'm hearing. So, and I say we go in so we can close the door.
All right, so Joseph goes in. Here's what you see. You see a briefcase on. It's a 2-bedroom. But it's a single hotel room. There is a woman who is rising from the bed. It looks like Elizabeth. She is wearing a bathrobe. She has a suitcase that is zipped open. And she looks very surprised to see you. And she is what do you? And so that's what you see. So this is just one round, and you open the door and walk in with the gun. And it sounds like you have it pointed up.
Yep.
All right. So that was your action. Barlow, you're right behind him. It sounds like.
Yep. I'm gonna move in there. Hopefully, somewhere I can see Shadow and confirm that it's not right.
Okay. Give me an alertness check at half at this point.
13.
You do make it.
I did.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
This is 50, so yep.
Give me a sand check.
Oh, yeah, that's the other part of that. Everything's been fine so far. It's not so much. Nope. This is not right.
Yeah, it's actually hard. The shadow isn't exactly super defined because there's not. I mean, there's how hotel rooms are.
Sure.
Right. But yeah, her shadow doesn't seem to match it. It's you lose one sanity point because there's something. Yeah, it doesn't match what she looks like, but you can't tell what it's supposed to look like because it's just kind of diffused, and it's also you're only seeing part of it.
I will.
You're basically looking at the wall to your left. She is to your right as you're walking in the room, and there's a lamp behind her, so she's backlit a little bit, and you're looking at that. So you're looking at the shadow, not her, and the shadow does not match the outline of her head. It looks the same basic shape, but it's just different. But
I will say, check the head and then start firing.
Well, hold. That was your action, was to look at that. So it took you
fair enough.
To look at that.
Can I say that I can confirm or something like that?
At this point, no. It was your full action to basically do that, and you're kind of
okay.
Like, yeah, and then it's just like, no, it doesn't match, and you're just like, and that's why you lose the point of sand because you're like, what the fuck? It doesn't match. That doesn't make any sense. So your brain is still
got it,
getting up to speed. All right, so we're slowing down just to handle this. Who is behind Bar? We have Marquis.
I'm probably the third then because I wanted to verify this myself.
Okay, you can give me the same alertness check.
Yes, I'll give me a 10 alertness.
Yep.
No. This is an ordinary woman. What are you guys doing? Stop.
Is that what you're? Yeah. So you're saying that, and she. All right, and then finally, Marquise. What are you doing?
I guess I'll also be looking. I don't know what else I'd be doing.
Okay, so you're pushing in the hallway. So you're all crowded in that hallway leading into the actual room. So you're basically, the bathroom's to your right. There's a little closet where they have the little ironing board and shit like that to your left. And so you're all basically shoulder to shoulder. So Marquise, give me that.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a dog down the hall.
Hopefully.
Critically succeed.
Is it critically succeed?
Yes.
Awesome. Give me a second. You actually see what the outline is.
I failed that. Yeah.
You fail that, so I will roll. Well, you're lucky. It's only one. Yeah, that looks like she has a snake head.
Oh boy.
Like a snake. Like it's a long, and there's like a tongue flicking out of it. You can clearly see the tongue. Yeah. So
that's a snake. That's a snake. Shoot her now. Shoot her now.
You don't actually get to that point yet because you're just like
not right
it
now.
just clicks it like with Barlow. It's just clicking in your head like, oh shit.
I guess I should.
Well, hold on. Now we're in combat because
oh boy,
we blown our surprise by hesitating.
Well,
but it'll be fine.
By verifying that the shadow done squeaky thing.
What are you talking about? That's a woman. That's a woman.
All right. So, does anybody have a dex of 18?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
That's gonna be bad.
She casts fireball.
She gestures. And let's see. Joseph was up front. Something. It's like you're hit by a car, but it's invisible.
Oh.
And you're just something slams into your chest, and you just and you're gonna give me a dex of ×5.
That is barely a failure.
All right, your pistol goes somewhere. But you're knocked right back into Barlow. Barlow, you're being attacked by Joseph's body, essentially.
Ah,
What do you
So
do?
is this like dodge or
You can try and dodge. That's your action.
can I still get a
Yeah.
shot off past him?
How much do you give a shit about Joe?
He's been the only competent one so far, so
Yes, but he's also a criminal, so
oh man, what a dick!
All right.
Well, we know who he voted for.
All right. So
He
give
is
me
a cop.
so if you're just standing there and holding your standing there, give me a strength times 5 check
Okay.
to not get knocked.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
So you don't get knocked down, but you are battered for 1 point of damage.
Okay.
By the way, Joseph, you took 4 points of damage.
Yeah, I marked it down.
And
I
you're
figured that's
stunned.
what that was.
And you can fire at a -20 check because you got someone
Awesome.
slammed into you.
Okay, so I guess it's SMG on the weapons table.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fully auto.
Yeah.
I guess we have a lethality rating of 10%.
Okay.
Nice. Roll it. Get 10% or lower. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I gotta use all of it. No, I
oh,
guess
it's a hit.
It is a hit.
With a -20.
Maybe not. Maybe not by 2.
Isn't he pretty close? It's a hotel room.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but
bonus
he
for
was like
point
literally
blank?
the guy slammed into him and knocked his aim off. So basically, the gun was knocked aside and he pulled it back, and the gun kicked, and you haven't fired. Like it's a full auto.
I've never fired this one, recently. So yeah.
So yeah, you're not. It barely misses her.
Disappointing.
Yeah. So it's very loud, obviously, because
Oh, yeah.
gun. Let's see here. Who is
and where is the briefcase in relationship to where we're standing? Is it reaching?
the suitcase was on the bed.
But you said there was also a briefcase.
Sorry, it was a suitcase, and there's stuff in the suitcase.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a separate bag for the book, but nope.
Yep. Let's see. Next up, we'll just do this in order of your conga line. But you're pushed back to actually no, because Steve held his ground and did not get bowled over. So the domino stopped there. Let's see here.
Also, Joe was low, so
the next player I think up behind you was Blair, right? Or was it Marquez?
Yeah, Blair.
It was Blair. Okay, so Blair, what are you doing?
I'm reassessing seeing my companions just fly out of nowhere. I'm reassessing. Well, maybe she's human, but she can do some fucked up things. So I'm just gonna pick up a shoe or something and throw it at her.
Okay.
Oh, we would have gotten him a drop piece, I'm sure.
I can't run in front of the guys with the guns.
Okay. Do you have a gun or not? I'll let you decide.
I do not have a gun on me. I did not expect this to be happening.
All right. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Well, you're not a historian with a random flip.
So you're just standing there. You don't know what the fuck's going on. All right. So let's see here. Let's see here. All right. So you're just standing there. Marquise, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run toward the car.
Okay, you're just getting out. All right.
Hey?
Great. He's just gonna
Wait,
heat
what?
on out.
Yep.
Excuse me?
I mean, I presume he doesn't have a weapon.
Well, I thought we made sure we all had drop pieces before walking in here.
We were the only two that were told to bring them.
Yeah.
Fair
basically.
enough.
You were the only two with gun skills.
I mean,
so-
you could have given one of them your drop piece, I guess, but you didn't.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, crowd control for us. Thanks.
Get in the way.
All right, so Marquis, you just start running away. All right, that's fine. There's it just the gunfire just happened, so yeah, we're still going. So next round, the thing just changes shape. It leaps towards Steve before he can react. It's very fast. And it is going to try and let's see here. It's going to try and do a thing.
Do a thing. Yeah. That'll be. Yeah.
Yeah, it just opens. Its
right?
mouth extends unnaturally as it becomes serpentine. So yeah, it's going to try and bite you.
So again, should I be making dodge roll? I'm not
You
quite sure how
sure
dodge
can try and dodge.
You could also choose the fight back instead, which
Okay.
will deal a little
Probably
damage.
Yeah, you can try and pistol whip it with your
unarmed combat.
yeah,
All right.
Is that
or
try
melee
and
weapons if
do
you have
that.
melee.
And I missed by 22, so that's not great.
Yep. All right. And all right. So it is going to
Eat me.
let's see here. All right, you take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And I am going to roll a d6 for a reason. This is not all right. So that was its action. Let's
It's
see.
not like
here.
in 5 turns he'll be completely paralyzed or dead.
Maybe.
You're kind of there.
It'll be fine.
Joseph, Joe, you're on the ground. You were stunned this round, but you recover.
Okay.
It's yeah. Also, everyone except for Marquise can make a sand check to see it now, except for whoever critted their alertness check.
That was
I
also
got
Sand
a
check, I
op
fail.
one, so I think
Oh,
I
I
get
make
it.
this alertness.
Well, this is a sand check. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I make this.
Because it's no longer human. It looks like a big serpent person thing.
Oh, it wasn't human. Oh, my bad.
All
How
right.
much do you lose on a success?
1.
Okay.
And did anyone fail?
Yes.
You lose 3. Anybody else fail? Yeah. It's not great. It could be better. All right. So, Blair, what are you going to do now? This is your action. This is the.
It's currently attacking Joe.
It just bit Joe. It just bit Agent Barlow, the FBI agent, in the neck.
Oh, that's not great.
I don't like that.
No.
That's incredibly bad.
Yeah. You only took 2 points of damage, though, Steve. So Joseph gets up, or he basically recovers from being hit by something.
so
What do
glad
you
we
want
have
to
a
do?
medic
And
with.
Marquis, you're just running. You're out of the combat. You'll take a couple rounds to get to the car.
I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty cramped here.
yeah.
Can I punch it or get past it?
You can punch it. Yeah, you're definitely the melee range.
Okay, I'll try punching it once. See what that does. Quick fail.
Oh,
All right.
Punch Barlow in the back of the head instead.
You punch Barlow in the back of the head.
ow,
Crit failures are my favorite.
You take another point of damage.
ow, me.
Yep.
Okie dokie. I still have points
sorry.
left.
Sorry.
Back of the head. All right.
Dude.
Let's see here. New round. It's going to go again.
Okay.
And
Swallows Barlow's head whole.
Look, I'm demoting myself in the threat assessment field.
let's see here.
It'll target everyone else before me.
Oh, he's helping me.
All right. Yeah, no, it just gives this incredibly angry hissing. And yeah, it has tasted blood. So there's a thing that it's really angry. It starts wrapping around you.
Great.
Steve. Yep. So yep. So you can try and fight back.
I would like to do that. What am I rolling? Unarmed, I guess?
Dodge. Actually, you have to roll dodge.
Dodge?
Yep.
Oh well.
I just typed that wrong.
That was the wrong thing to roll.
Flash one.
There we go. Oh, no.
All right, you are grappled.
Ah!
And let's see here. You take a point of damage.
Wow.
As it starts draining your blood.
The 5. I'm fine.
Next round, you can use a strength check to rip free of it, but that will cause more damage. Or you can try and, well, actually, that's your only thing, unless somebody pulls it off of you. So, Joe, you can act now.
I'm gonna draw my knife and give it. Well, is the MP? Well, I don't want to shoot it if it's got him right
The
there.
MP
So yeah,
pod I'm gonna rule has dropped to the ground.
Okay.
But it's like between the two of them.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like shooting it while it's got Barlow in it.
Yeah.
Shoot a different
Bad
half.
idea.
It's big.
So I'm gonna draw my knife that I established that I had earlier and give it a stabbing.
All right, roll melee weapons.
I will.
It is
That's
my
a
weapon.
26 out
Only
of
competent
60.
one.
So that hits.
All right. You totally hit it actually. And let's see, do you
I
have
don't know the damage on a knife.
it's a D6 plus your damage bonus if you have one.
I don't know if I have one.
Large
To have a damage bonus.
It's based on your strength and con. I keep forgetting the exact page it's on.
Here's the D6. So I deal 3 damage.
All right.
4 damage bonus.
Let's see here. Derived attributes.
I don't have my hard drive plugged. Can't pull that up.
96.
Well, actually, I have the books here. So I'm gonna look real quick to see what's on here. It does not. It's not on derived attributes actually. So I believe it's in the
Maybe that's.
But let me see. They actually added the hand-to-hand bonus in a different thing, but I don't know. Let me just look one more place, and then if it's not there, we'll just say you get a +1 damage. Oh, here we go. Your strength score is it's just your strength score now, and you have a +0. So
okay. Seems good. So 3 points of damage of that. Stab in the neck.
Yeah, it's got a scaly hide, so
Well, if it's a large knife or a combat dagger, it may have 3 points of armor piercing on page 96.
okay. In that case,
Sure.
yeah.
We need an advantage here. I'm sorry.
You're right. I'm sorry for weighing the team down.
You're stabbing with both hands. You're just putting all your weight into it, and yeah, you actually heard it. Let's see here. Yep, it would totally try to escape if it could think of it. Yeah, it does have 3 points of armor piercing, but it only does a D4. But I'll just
no,
if you want.
Yeah,
the normal knife's the large knife is D6.
Yeah, he has a knife though, not a large knife. Large knife is like a big ass like bone knife. Yeah,
like it was preordained. Still,
yeah.
3
This is
damage.
just like a utility knife size, like something that is more explainable to police if you're searched.
Sure.
So, because he's a criminal, not a knife fetishist. So
far.
Both.
So yes,
Next
you do
time.
stab it. You do draw blood on it, and it does hiss, and it just squeezes more on Barlow. Marquis, or no, not Marquis. Blair, what are you doing?
Pulling the snake off the agent.
Okay, give me a strength ×5 check.
All right.
Okay, it is going to try and oppose. So this is an oppose check. So I need to roll, which I am just feeling time by talking. All right, let's see if that succeeded. Its strength is yep, it made that check. So yeah, it holds on.
It beat me.
Yep. I mean, you succeeded, but it succeeded by
yes.
Close. Yeah, blah blah. Blackjack
Yep.
rolls. Yeah, Mark, you're still running. It's fights go fast. New round. Barlow, you take another point of damage.
Okie dokie, down to 4.
Down to 4, okay. As it's draining your blood.
I was using that.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna try and get out?
I don't see any other option, do I?
Yeah, I mean that's basically your option. Yeah.
I make my strength truck.
But it makes it better.
Does it?
Yep. Roll
That's
the
disappointing.
For you, it is. Yeah.
I would have missed on that one. But...
Yeah. It's real strong.
Yeah.
So you basically need to hope it rolls like a 5 and you roll a 20.
The inhuman snake monster is strong. That's reasonable.
Let's see here. Next up we have Joseph.
Okay, more stabbing.
All right, give me another roll.
Go for the eyes.
That's
Yes,
That's a
yes.
critical success.
The eyes.
He goes for the eyes.
So I did go for the eyes of Peter.
I believe that's double dice, so roll 2d4. And yeah, you ignore the armor.
Nope.
Oh.
Oh, wow, that's a wow,
It couldn't have just been max damage.
Well,
That's pretty great.
I should have let you choose. Did you want to say 4? Did you want to roll for the 8?
I'd probably just take the 4. I mean,
Yeah, I'll give you the 4 because it was a 22. So you inflict a total of 7 damage on it, which is actually a pretty significant chunk. It's definitely really there's just blood everywhere at this point.
Well, it did get hurt earlier.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah.
some of it's snake blood, some of it's Barlow blood.
Hey, I
Oh,
know
it
this
might be
vet.
an agent.
Yeah. Also, it was already wounded. So it's not. Yeah, it's just
That looks
bloody
good.
chaos.
Because I'm just
Blair, what are you doing?
shivving the shit out of it.
I'll keep trying pulling it off desperately.
Okay.
Nope, total fail.
All right.
Stab it, kill it.
All right. Barlow, when you get to 2 hit points, you fall unconscious. So
Yep, we're almost there.
Yep.
Not there yet.
Another point of damage. But you can make another check.
This is another strength check.
Yep. Strength times 5.
No. I'm weakened.
Yep. Joseph, you can give me another roll.
Okay.
If you critically fail, it's going to be real bad. But if you critically succeed, it's going to be real good.
Stab it with your scaly
crit
knife.
success.
Holy shit. In a row.
Still 4 damage.
Holy
Right, this
cow.
time you can choose. Are you going for the 4 or are you going to roll?
Yeah, I'll just take the 4.
Okay. Yeah, you're just everyone's screaming at this point. You don't even realize it.
The prison rules, and I'm just like stabbing very.
Yeah.
Like
That makes it 11 damage you've inflicted on it, I believe. And Blair, yeah, you can try and get him off. Try and pull it off.
Yeah, I'm seeing his lips turning blue. So
Yeah.
that's not great. Yeah, I make it, but it's probably gonna make it more.
Yes.
Never know. Yeah,
Nope.
good.
Those numbers have been reversed. You would have won.
So, do I lose the hit point or get one more strength roll first?
No, you lose hit point at the beginning.
Oh, I'm out. So I'm at 2.
Yep.
God!
Yep. So he slumps. It's still drinking because it's in a blood frenzy. It literally has to do this until it kills you. So Joseph, you can give me another roll.
Okie dokie. Let's see if it's a third crit.
That would be remarkable.
It would be. Not quite, but it is a success.
Okay. Roll damage.
1d4.
3 points.
All right, it slumps down. It it start. Yeah, it actually. Yeah, you get it down to 1 hit point. So it's
KO.
You killed it! You killed it! You killed it!
I go over and I grab the book or look for the book.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm just gonna take the entire bag, and throw the MP5 into it.
Okay.
You grab him.
Okay. So Blair will just fireman carry.
All right. Here comes 5.
Okay. Blair actually works out, so yes.
All right. It could have been useful earlier.
I mean, punching a scaled giant anaconda human thing is snake person not really used to punching that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll percentiles. Okay.
Those are bad percentiles, aren't they?
Well,
maybe they're good. Someone.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just this foul smell on the. It starts just kind of melting at this point. Yeah.
Blip.
Yep.
Well, at least we don't need to set the hotel on fire.
Actually, no. Wait, no. It's still alive. It actually, you don't know that it's there, but it's Yeah, it fell off. It fell unconscious. It be dead.
Oh, I'm also gonna find my gun that I dropped.
All right.
That's probably a good idea.
Okay. Marquis, you're outside at this point in the parking lot. You hear police sirens in the distance.
I guess I get in the driver's seat and make sure the car's started.
Okay. Are you driving up to get closer to the stairwell?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. You're the getaway driver now. All right. Awesome. So, yeah. So you give me an alertness check to find your handgun.
Okay.
Critical success, it sounds like. Or is that a critical
So
Yep.
you pick it up. It's
It's a critical
conveniently
success.
near the head of the snake, so you just.
Is that a critical?
Yeah, I do. I do also want to, because they said it would melt
Yeah.
earlier, right?
Yeah.
And is it melting? I shoot it in the
All right,
head.
now it starts melting.
Okay.
Good choice.
Let's go.
All right. Yeah. So the three of you, you stagger down the stairs at this point, and yeah. Let's see here. Blair, give me an alertness check.
No, critical failure.
Oh,
You gotta
you rock. I love you. You're the best.
It's fine. Yeah, you get in there. Marquis has your car there. So there's a police. You can all hear the police sirens. They're really close. So yeah. So you're gonna jump in.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right. Marquis, give me a drive check.
All right.
This is when we find out he has
yes.
face drive.
All right, you failed a drive check. Let's see how the police do. You didn't critically fail, so it doesn't mean the chase is over yet.
Well, if they critically succeed,
they do. They normally succeed. So they're on your tail because you're peeling out there. Yeah, you're all at this point. You don't know where you're going. You're just driving, and there's a police car on your tail. So
I'm gonna call our handler.
all right,
Okay.
goes to voicemail. All right, that's your action.
I leave an expletive-filled voicemail.
Let's see. Yeah.
I'll probably just be trying to help the agent survive his extreme blood loss.
Give me a sand check.
I fail.
He's dead.
Oh,
I'm dead? Oh, well, that makes it easy.
Yeah, it's poison. It turns out it's really lethal.
In about 5 rounds, for example.
Yep.
that's pretty great.
Yeah, sorry.
That's just
So that was
fantastic.
what the alertness was for.
Yeah, to see if he was dead. So yeah, your FBI agent is quite dead.
Dope.
And,
It's okay. He doesn't have ID on him.
yeah, that's. I mean, you will be ID'd eventually, unless their body is dental records and all that.
Trading
yeah,
mission, you know.
yeah.
There's a part of me that's like, throw the corpse at the police.
So
Hope
what
that
do I
it slows them down.
Yeah, I should roll that. Sorry, it's a 1d6. Fight, flight, or panic, or fight, flight, or freeze.
freeze? I think.
All right.
I feel like
Well,
Barlow's
So
going
you
to
jump
freeze.
out of the car.
Yeah, Barlow's definitely gonna freeze as well. Let's
He's
see.
getting chilly already.
Give me another driving check.
Right. Then no.
All right. There's a
You do
roadblock
have
up
to-
ahead. It's coming up real fast.
Is there any way for me to take the wheel?
I will not resist you if you do.
All right, give me Dex times 5 checks.
I will point out that I've probably not buckled down
Fuck me.
at this
I
point.
fail.
You had to fail eventually.
Both.
Yeah.
Marquis, give me one as well.
All right.
And
Go
this is
for
how
it.
At either.
Oh man, this is gonna be
Yep.
great.
This is not great. It's
Well,
a
from every
car
point of
crash.
view.
Depends on your
You as you're
definition of
doing that,
great,
you
Ross.
spin out. You hit the ditch and your car. Actually, let's just see how bad it is. We'll say if it's under 20, it's a really minor wreck. You have a 20% chance of having a minor wreck, and if it's above that, then I'm going to roll 10% lethality for everyone in the car.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
this
it's
is
only
great.
3
I
rolls.
love
It'll be fine.
So it's a bad wreck.
So 10%
Um,
lethality for everyone in
yep.
the car. Let's see
Yep.
if we all die.
Yeah.
0 will be a 10, by the way.
Who's going first?
Blair, why don't you? You knew this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's 12 damage.
I go flying through the front.
Yep.
Get wrecked.
Joseph, 9 points of damage. And
I'm dead, by the way.
let's see here.
Oh, I think we're all dead.
Let's see here. Who is left? Marquis, I think. Yeah. Yep, 16 points of damage. So
So I think we all die.
yep.
Well, I could be saved. There are EMTs nearby. I'm at 0 hit points.
Yeah. Yeah, you're no, 0 hit points is dead in Delta Green now.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not
The 2 is unconscious, one's bleeding
bad.
out. Oh no, one's dead.
0. 1 is bad. Like it's
One
not
is bad, 0 is dead. Got
Yeah,
it.
0 is dead.
So,
Well,
2
I'm
is
at -2, so I'm street pizza.
I feel like I'm a trendsetter here.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
I'll give the book a 20% chance of a 50% chance of surviving the wreck. It survives the wreck, so
What was the book?
the book survives. It's in the suitcase. Which is,
That's disappointing.
yeah, it is disappointing. So it's recovered as evidence. So yeah, people don't know. Yeah, the special access program will have a lot of scrambling to do. But they made contact with the serpent person and killed it. So that's probably a win in the overall scheme of things. But yeah, that was Operation Force Boss. So
I feel like you need Forest Moss 2, the cleanup.
yeah, that would be another one. So the basic plot was that Gabriel Blake was just a psycho. He wasn't like a cult or mythos at all. He's just a serial killer CEO. He just like, oh, I can go to these poor countries where we do business and pay off the local government and just kill poor people for sport. Go hang out in a prison and torture people, that kind of thing. So
his personal assistant.
yeah, the thing is, he heard about, because he does all these contracts with the Defense Department, he heard about the special access program and was like, ooh, another thing to make money off of. But he found through his contacts that they were interested in the occult and these books. And then the thing is, he couldn't get any contracts with the special access program. And so he's really pissed at them. And so he's like, well, I'll just buy these books and figure out why they want them. And then I'll be able to get a proposal and get some contracts from them. So he was actually only doing that to just move into become a contractor he was just trying to expand his business. He didn't understand why they wanted them at all. He just was a psycho. The thing is, because when he bought these books, the serpent person who has been looking for them for a while found out about that and killed and assumed the identity of his assistant, and has basically been trying to figure out how to get the books for itself, and was also like, oh, well, I can use that auction guy to get more books, and so
well, we homed right in on that plot line, so that's sort of good.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only supernatural element in the scenario.
Yeah.
So if you had framed him,
crashed headfirst into it like a brick wall or something.
Yeah. Basically, I gave the basically, when you tell them yeah, she wants to do this and bug that, they're like, okay, well, we're just gonna go grab the book from her, and then when they try and steal the book from her and make it look like a mugging, she basically used sign of power, that telekinetic thing she can do, and they're like, oh shit, she's a sorcerer, kill her, and then they realize it's a serpent person. And so, like, you know, they both ambush each other. They don't know what the fuck's going on. And so they're like, wait, oh God, we can't let her get away. We can't let her get away. Who do we have? Oh, we have those assholes who set up the bugs. Get them in there. You were the only backup they had available.
You know, they could have
And
mentioned sorcery. I mean, they could have said, don't let her say anything.
Yeah, well, you know how Delta Green is. Like, don't tell people anything if it's, you know, possible to not tell them. You were always supposed to be the background guys. They only threw you in there because, you know, they
Desperate. Yep.
Yeah, they're desperate. So so yeah, if you had so yeah, it was just a matter of people not imperfect information and just like
I liked it.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the cleanup kind of solves itself. There's a historian, there's an FBI agent, there's a former criminal.
Yeah, the special
And there's an
action
ancient
program
book.
is basically like that. They're basically not shut down, but they're going to spend months to spin this and recover this because, like, technically you're all they know that, you know, nobody knows about the special access program or your connection to it, but like they don't want anybody else to figure out what's the deal with that, so they're still covering it up just to
You know, they could just contract with them to get the damn books.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know where the books were coming from. And well, they knew about Inslee auctions, but yeah, they just found this thread. They were just investigating Gabriel Blake and discovered you were essentially their legwork. They weren't even preparing for the real op until you guys had done your job and like got the books from them. So yeah, they were just trying to delegate and do the boring stuff with you guys. And then like, well, that went well. So, I might change things around. I'll probably run this for the RPPR people at some point.
Is there any avenue to tracing him down? You know, getting something on the killings, or is that just too opaque?
No, you totally could have. Like the main thing is just like what I was saying earlier. Either plant evidence and like or manufacture a smoking gun, you know, like he leaves a business card at a killing, or like with DNA, just make it really blatant, or like deep fake surveillance footage to put his face clearly in the shot.
Good old deep fake.
Yeah, so like
I forget about that.
You could have taken one of his real you could have found other killings. Yeah, he'd killed other people in other cities, and then just manufactured a smoking gun, like I said. Yep. So like, there's no authentic smoking gun because he was good enough at covering his tracks, so that like he was only killing like homeless people and you know, people that nobody would miss in.
And it had nothing to do with the mythos, so it didn't matter that he bought those books. Yeah,
well, I feel we kind of missed a potential track there because we were looking into John Doe's disappearing, where he'd been, and we never really continued doing that.
Yeah. Well, you just find other leads. Like, I mean, you always investigate the thing, and like, yeah, I could have given you leads, but yeah, like I said, the problem wasn't finding them; it was
making them useful.
Yeah, making them useful, getting a smoking gun so that you can get search warrants for it.
Yeah, but business card, his DNA. We could have gone into his office and just gotten a business card of his. We could have gone into the car to get his DNA.
You could have just stole his garbage and like got DNA from him. You know, like,
but is there a risk for the players to completely miss the Eldritch element?
Yep. Oh yeah, I wanted that the also the thing is like what would have happened is if you got the search warrant, they would have gotten the books. And then nothing else would have happened to him. He would not have been arrested. He wouldn't have been prosecuted. And like you guys would know that basically the U.S. like he's a serial killer, but no one's gonna bring him to justice or anything. He's just the Special Access Program got the books, which is all they wanted. And then
it's too much work to take him down, and it brings attention to them that they do not want.
Well, it's not their mission either. It's to protect the world from mythos threats, not just random serial killers, especially politically connected rich ones. So
that's all the rich folk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was out loud.
So that would have been, you know, forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown ending. So like, but you guys,
that was a classic Cowboy Delta Green ending. That was very well done.
I loved it.
But you guys like found where the hidden occult thing was, because you know it wouldn't be Delta Green if there wasn't something fucky.
I mean, technically, this is a happy ending because only 4 human dies and the Eldritch threat is gone.
Yeah.
Well,
never covered
the
the
book
book.
didn't get blown up, but whatever. What's the worst
Still,
that could happen with
one
that?
less snake person is a lot of one less snake person. That's a good thing.
Well, it's actually not a perfect ending because the two original books, which were like the Liber Ivanis and the Necronomicon, are still in Gabriel Blake's house.
Oh
So-
Well,
dear.
they'll probably keep on that case because we never resolved it.
well, I mean,
I did leave an email or leave a.
yeah. Eventually, they're just going to send in some asshole with like C4. They're just going to fucking torture.
Wait a minute. If his assistants disappeared, would that be cause to investigate him?
Well, I mean, there's nobody in a position to do that now. Like the other cell is like damaged. Like, I didn't determine if any of them were killed or, you met some of them, the wounded guy and the other guy. And they're
Okay, so the rich sadist sociopath possibly gets into the mythos. What's the worst that could happen?
yeah.
I mean, he'd have
He's
to learn
never
a
gonna
foreign
read
language
it.
first.
He's never gonna read it.
Yeah,
That's
well,
that's
the
exactly
real threat is some other cult figures out he has a Necronomicon, and they don't give a shit. They'll Manson family his house and like
But
steal
that'll
it.
leave a trail.
Well, yeah, but they're a cult. They don't get they have ways of hiding too.
He has many dollars
Well,
in
at
this
least,
America,
there's some
so he
justice
is
in that.
basically.
They
in the
basically
clear.
the cult sends in disposable cannon fodder to get the book. They hand it off to the actual cult members, and the disposable ones are arrested for the crimes. In the book, who knows what happened to it. So, because that's how cults be, and
Yeah.
so
That was fun.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's super fun. I got to stab the shit out of a serpent person.
I got to grip them so many times.
I got to crick Cecilia so many times.
I kind of like the idea of I'm probably going to do more of these Delta Green scenarios. It's like, no, you have to figure out a way to legally search the guy's house. You have to like legally figure out a way to arrest him.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you can't
it's tough, but
you can't just kick the door in. Yeah.
Just
I do
Patriot
think
Act,
that
man.
is kind of the one issue with this scenario, and
Mhm.
that, like, I don't know. I don't think it's at all that hard for like police to manufacture a reason to search your house.
I mean, it's not. It depends on who you are, and if you're someone who is like has the best lawyers, like
You need a really good reason.
you need a really good reason because the thing is, even if you do get the search warrant, if it gets rejected later on appeal or whatever, and then like that's really bad.
Well, why do they care about appeal? They just want the goods, right?
Well,
Well,
yeah,
they
but
have
like
returned
also
it.
when you do a search warrant, like they have to catalog what they take, and so like Necronomicon, and then like you can't just if you lose that in evidence, if the search warrant is rejected, if it's a bad search warrant, it's going to be harder, and like people aren't going to risk their career. Not everybody's in the conspiracy. You have to work with people who are just doing their job and aren't going to risk their career to help you pull off this, to essentially steal this guy's stuff. At least for a rich person who can, make their life miserable. So the police can do that, and they do that, but like for people without great lawyers, essentially. So like that's why you have to put so much work into it, because this guy can, actually use the legal system. Is the way I see it. So
Yeah, I suppose so. It's
Because he
just,
can afford to pay to
it's
play.
just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess there's kind of,
yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe that needs to be like
Mhm.
borne out a bit more. I mean, it's just like you kind of say it,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, you don't have that many people who only know the truth and know that you have to do everything. It is like they're just doing their jobs. They're not gonna like do anything for you just to make it easy for your life. They're gonna like, I have to look after myself. So the judge is looking out for himself, the prosecutor's looking out for himself, and it's like, well, you didn't give me good evidence. I'm not gonna let you search your guy's house.
It's kind of a shame we try the human, romance the assistant plot.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been special.
Yeah. You could have tried. Yeah. Approaching the assistant is also an interesting idea.
So you say you like the reptile house? Oh, okay.
But there's I just like the idea of like having to actually justify like what like I want to.
No, yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah. I do think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean that, yeah. So if you manufacture, like, obviously I'm not a lawyer, I don't know the details of it, but like I want to get that sense of like you can't just kick down any door or break into any house that you want to or you think there might be a clue. You have to justify it somehow. It's an interesting change of pace for Delta Green.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that. But anyways, yeah. So you guys, got a B.
Yeah. Hey, everything was going great until
you all died.
until we all
Crashed into the
died.
ditch.
You tried
you
grabbing
gotta
the
be.
wheel.
Yeah, like you just, yeah. I mean,
I think we actually fucked up far before I got behind the wheel. But
yeah, no.
It's true.
Yes, I should have just shot.
Yeah.
My luck.
Also, by the way, you guys missed a golden opportunity. I was trying to insist on going first.
Oh, I missed that.
I-
I totally would have let you.
Yeah.
Yes, you should have.
FBI guy. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, because you weren't indoctrinated into Delta Green, you can't just believe them. Like, go kill this person; they're actually a monster. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Having to get proof that, like, yeah, that's not human is like kind of a classic thing. Like, you guys would have lost massive like amounts of sanity had just like, yeah, no, I guess I'm a Death Squad member now.
I don't know. Once we killed it, the illusion drops. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like once
In the moment.
like if somebody you've never met gives you a gun and says go kill a person
Yeah, that was questionable then.
Yeah. But like, oh, they're a monster, you can tell by looking at the shadows. Well, I guess I can just look at their shadow. That's pretty easy to do, and that's where you get. So
I did think about using like a mag light or something to illuminate right behind her, so everyone would see it. We're looking at her at the whole time. But
yeah,
didn't do it.
Like,
Yeah, setting up those situations is a bit hard while everyone's talking.
yeah. So as soon as you opened the door without letting her know, and she saw you looking at her shadow, she knew that like you were about to shoot her because you knew her secret or its secret. So it's like, well, I might as well fucking kill these assholes. But it specifically says in the Delta Green version of Serpent People is that if they smell blood, if they taste blood, they go into a blood frenzy and they have to kill their target. So like, whoops.
Well, she did it.
Yep, she did do it.
Little
By
late.
the way, could I have saved him with my 20 surgery if I'd noticed or remembered that he'd been poisoned?
No,
Like pharmacology.
You didn't have snake anti-venom. Like he was basically dead unless he might have survived the poisoning if I had rolled like 21. Because that would only be 2 because it's lethality 15% and 2 + 1 is 3, so that's only 3 points of damage. So like that would have been the best possible result for him. So there is a slight chance he could have lived. But once he started eating, or if he just had to tank a lethality hit essentially. So if he had full hit points, he might have. But once you start a clawing and or grappling and strangling and
thumping me with my comrade.
Yep. But that, because she was in that it was in that blood frenzy, like it couldn't fight back, it couldn't dodge all those knife stabs. So
that's good.
You were an excellent corpse puppet for us.
No problem.
Yeah. So I mean, serpent people are really hard to kill in Delta Green because they're smart and they can change shape and they have sorcery, and they have venomous bites and they have all these.
If those guys had survived, they would have been experts.
Yeah, if they'd survived.
Whoops.
Yep. The special action program will probably consider this operation more or less. Well, they'll probably just send some special forces assholes and fucking wait until the safe house is open, then fucking do a house invasion and kill everybody and take the books and then just peel out. And then they'll stop acting in the DC area for like a year. Or they'll just kidnap him and say, give us the books or we'll kill you. And tell us where they are.
I still think that the disappearance of his assistant could be enough to get a search warrant in there.
Well,
she disappears.
Well, there's nobody, like I said, if there was anybody in a position to do that, but
I mean, I would think just the normal investigation of she disappeared.
No, not necessarily. Like he himself,
or maybe an investigative reporter gets a hold of it and puts it together. Not the
it's not
snake
gonna
part,
connect
but
it to books. And if an investigative report is like, okay, he bought some old books, like who gives a shit?
well, no. Like, puts together the whole, multiple killings thing because they're looking for, where did she go?
Yeah. Well, if you'd leaked that to reporters, they probably would be, but like they're not going to suspect CEO as a serial killer. And he will have his own people to like murky the waters, and she had a drug problem and she was shifty and blah blah blah, and she had a boyfriend and they ran away together, and
She was kind of a sidewinder.
yeah.
I'll stop.
But anyways, yeah, I'm glad you all enjoyed the scenario.
Oh yeah. I keep getting killed in your Delta Green scenarios. I don't know why.
My Delta Green scenarios have, especially the patron games, tend to have pretty high lethality rates. Like
I'm fine with it.
I'm
always surprised when I.
Yeah, sorry.
No. I'm surprised that this character that I picked, using a random number between 1 and 960, died.
Me too.
I mean, I did the same thing, and I seemed to do all right until the end.
Not rolling in series of critical failures or just simple failures.
I mean, that's Delta Green to a certain extent, anyway.
Yep, it really is. One of those funny things about the percentile system is that sometimes you just
It's
really
got all those crit successes on stabbing her too.
Exactly.
Like,
that was freakish.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I played in a game that I think Kyle ran a while back that I kept I rolled as many crit successes as I did crit failures because that's all I could roll was a crit success or a crit failure. And it made for a really fun game because it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think we actually survived when the scenario played when Bridget ran a couple months ago.
Well, Caleb in one of the Bread Markets games I ran for him on the RPPR B-sides for, like, he had like 7 or 8 crit fails in the same scenario.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I remember him complaining about that.
yeah, he's brought it up several times.
You guys put me off using actual dice for that. I mean,
yeah, I got superstitious about Red Markets dice rolling too. Like, man, those, got to get those sharp edge dice.
Or just use a random number generator.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, all right. So Bridget's gonna try and run a game, I think, next week. At some point, I'll get her to post the announcement soon. I don't know what she's wanting to run.
Do you know what day she's planning on running?
And then no, I don't. I think the weekend. I'm going to be at PAX South next weekend.
Nice.
And then sometime towards the end of the month, Aaron will be running the third game. So, and I don't know what he's going to do. So I'll try and get them to Bridget to do her announcement pretty soon. But yeah, and yeah, Jeff Barber's expressed an interest in running Blue Planet for the RPPR Patreon.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, because he's working on a new edition of it.
Oh, that's even more awesome.
Yeah, so so that's something to think about. But yeah,
speaking of Barber, did you finish the scenario add-on for Upwind yet, or is that still in your queue?
I worked on it for a while, and then I stopped working on it for a while because I was supposed to only write 25,000 words, and then I'm like wrote a campaign that's like going to be 85,000. Well, would be 85,000 words if I wrote it all out, and I'm like, oh shit,
dear.
This. So I just gave up on a while because I got overwhelmed. Yep. So I worked on other things. So I'm about done with Trabajo for Red Markets.
Cool.
When I finish Trabajo, I'm gonna Jeff and I have actually been talking about that recently. Actually this week, and like he said, just shorten it, revise it so it's 25,000 words. I'm like, okay, I could do that because I've already written that. So I just have to revise what I've written and say the ending is basically, so I'm probably going to do that.
It looks really hard to write things for Upwind because of all the possible variables. Yeah,
you have to explain. Yeah, it's basically choose your own adventuring, kind of like write all the branches to a certain extent. So yeah,
it's more about giving leads than full story.
And also figuring out stakes, like what's a good stake for this encounter, like what are good stakes. And
I'm hoping after actually reading them, I'm waiting for the hardcover for that.
Well, the Grand Amplifier, Jeff wrote his own campaign, the
right.
Grand Amplifier, and so that would be a better. I should refer to that more in terms of like style guides because I know I need to revise that.
Now you can.
Yeah, now I can. So
By the way, will you ever test Ruin here for Patreons?
yes, definitely.
Sweet.
I have 2 more things I need to change in the rules a little quick, and then I'm definitely going to do that. I have 2 playtests in the can with the RPPR group. That I'm trying to try and post one every month. Because that'll give me like definitely a motive to keep running it. So yeah, I definitely am making progress on that. I need to get the shit out of the way first. So yeah.
So with Ruin, pirate radio operator that's just outside the building beaming stuff into him. I mean, I think you just proposed that with your comment earlier.
Yeah. Actually, there is going to be. I'm going to make like instead of guns, cell phones are going to be the major tool for PCs in this game. And one of the things I want to do is basically like there will be different wireless networks that you can join that are not internet but have information and ways to communicate with each other. There would be essentially message boards and shit like that where you can find clues and pick up clues and shit like that. And there's also going to be specialized apps essentially. Like I have one idea of an app where I have this idea of like actually showing players actual photos, and then like there's going to be things and then like the players then have to show a photo on their own phone in real life, and then they're like, okay, delete that photo. This photo is not like essentially it's a shortcut for you lose a memory of your own, you get someone else's memory, and that's a way to change your skills. Like you have this happy memory of a wedding, and now that a doctor went to, and now you know something about being a doctor and like fixing people and shit like that. But now you lost. Well, what did you lose? You don't remember that you went to that wedding. And so like, you're literally changing bits of your own mind and history. So that's an idea that I had to play test. So
well, it's good you're not writing yourself these terrible writing challenges that'll be incredibly difficult. It'll be fine. It sounds good, but hard.
Well, the thing is, I know the basic structure of the game now, and it's more like figuring out the mechanics to do that. That's the main thing, is actually getting good game mechanics. I have some ideas for that too. So
will there be an architectural equivalent of the floor is lava level?
Well, I mean, you could. Like, the idea is that you could be extendable like that. I wanted to make it so the GM can add their own things pretty easily. So if you want to do a floor is lava level, like you could. Like, you just open a door and there's a place where the floor is lava, either literally or metaphorically. So I want to, like, it's a labyrinth and there's weird shit in it, and you can just add, like, I'm gonna have my own stuff in there as sort of the default stuff, but the GMs can add their own shit easily as well. So
yeah, I was thinking like the walls are drawers and you have to climb over them, and the floor is oddly swampy.
Yeah,
despite its appearance.
You could easily add that. Like the idea is it's going to be definitely kind of like surreal, or like there's not. It's going to be like there's no like, oh, someone built it to be like that way. It just happened. Like forces beyond your comprehension have created it. So like anything can be justified. So yeah,
you walk in and wake up the carpet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've already got some other stuff in there like that. So that's really weird. But yeah, so that is coming. I'll try and have the first playtest posted to the Patreon for $10 backers, i.e. you guys, sometime this month. And this weekend I'm going to post the first early access campaign, extended early access campaign, which is our scum and villainy stuff. So because we RPPR actual play went to weekly, and we used to do 6 episodes a month. So in order to keep that same pace, 2 episodes are early access. So like way early access. So like months early access. So so you guys will get a campaign that no one else will be able to hear for months. So that'll be fun. Anyways,
nice.
Yeah.
I have one question. How many episodes of Nagalitsu are
there? We're still running it, actually.
Ooh,
yeah, it's not
promising.
Yeah, it's on the downward slope in terms of like resolving things, like things center cannot hold kind of things. Especially last session. Holy shit. Oh god.
The episode and a half I've gotten through so far are fabulous.
Yeah, it's been really fun to play, but like, yeah, it's definitely. I would say we probably only have a couple sessions left. I mean, because yeah, at a certain point, that like there's nowhere else for us to go. Like we can't, like, but like, yeah, I think it's at least 8 right now. I haven't count. I lost count myself, and I'd have to go back and actually track out.
That's a good length campaign.
But I think it'll be 8 to 10 episodes around.
It's
that.
no evil, but
Yeah.
what is?
Yeah. But yeah, last episode, like shit got real for a lot of us. Where like the party is splitting up and we're taking different paths, and it's just like, oh god, we're just like, yeah, why are you doing this stupid thing? Like, just have to bury all these corpses. Will no one help me bury all these corpses?
That sounds reassuring.
Yeah, well, you know, don't want plague outbreaks from all these unburied corpses. So
yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah. The character is really good at engineering, so if he sees an engineering problem, he's gonna try and solve that first, because at least he's good at it. So I'm like talking to people.
I know nothing of this in real life.
But you can talk to beavers, right?
Yeah,
you can always talk to the beavers.
I know. Well, I haven't met actually any beavers this entire damn campaign. You know,
why haven't you imported beavers yet? Clearly, that's the solution.
I haven't had time. The time distillation, by the way, if you haven't figured out, it's really fast. Like, time it all in the overworld before we.
But it's a swamp. Surely there's beavers somewhere there.
It's like, well,
no, that's more like alligators, not beavers.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, yeah, you guys didn't find out what happens to the swamp. Yeah.
We're only on episode 2.
Yeah, I forgot what episode Dwinar does something to the swamp. Yeah.
Oh, what, Aaron, and environmental destruction? That's wild.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say anything else. I don't want to spoil anything.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's not really a surprising kind of statement so far.
No.
It's not. So yeah, Nagali C2 is going to go for a while. After Nagali C2, I have an Unknown Armies campaign that I did finish up. I think it's about 6 or 7 episodes, and that's with Bill, David, and Greg.
I can't even imagine, but yeah,
it's definitely lighter hearted than Caleb's Unknown Armies campaign.
What? Wait, something not as dark as something Caleb would do? That's
shocking. I think so. I saw one of the comments on the RPPR page mentioning something about, so that's what a nihilistic school teacher from the US would create.
Yeah, that is every. I mean, it's definitely like it. Like there's some kind of dark things in it, but like it's not nearly as bad as like the power of love or whatever.
Here it is. So this is what nihilist horror sounds like when it's written by a public school teacher.
Yeah.
RPX did
I have to say, one of the greatest things from the first episode of Nagalitsu was Caleb's description of the Overseer, like some kind of Conan barbarian superhero, god rebel.
Arms.
Yeah.
Yes. It shouldn't have happened, but she did. She did it.
Yep, and she handed it all to us, and like, okay, we'll try. Yep.
Oh God, this is a lot of responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're trying. We're trying to do the right thing. I mean, because we want to.
Most of you.
Yeah, most.
Well,
of us.
You don't have access to radioactive materials this time, so.
Oh God, you mentioned that. Oh.
You may not be correct about that, is what it sounds like.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh my God. Like, Caleb does use like the actual types of energies, like the kinetic to radiant to nuclear, like that all of that comes up like with the sorcery rules.
So he couldn't resist handling the radioactive, I don't know, toy in front of your nose.
I don't want to say anything because holy shit,
yes,
when it comes
please
up,
don't.
It when it comes up, it like you're like we were all like, what the fuck? Oh God. And oh God. That that episode.
I'm hoping the reassuring thing there is the physics are just wrong. But
well, I mean, it's miraculous transfers of energy, like, you know.
I know.
Yeah, you know, it's all physically impossible anyway. Like one type of sorcery that I don't think has happened yet, but it's not a big spoiler. Is like Aaron wants to be sneaky, so we get these wooden sandals and carve runes on them to take sound energy and convert it into elasticity on the sandal, so the sandals become less hard and more like squishy as they absorb sound. And so like that's a way to be sneaky, as you just have these sponges for sandals eventually. But like, yeah, so that's one way it works.
You know, if they get wet, they should start squeaking.
Saying. Yeah. So that's just one example of how sorcery works. And Aaron my character has a little bit of it and uses experience to get some more, but Aaron's the one who's really focuses on that. And yeah, it's an interesting form of sorcery. And yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, so
Yes.
I feel like it's going to be one of the great settings we can't get people to play.
I mean, with Caleb, like, he originally had this idea as like a Caleb, I'll never be running, and then the madman actually did it.
Yep.
But like, yeah, there's already some like things that but it's really fun, especially because when we get in this rhythm of it's kind of like a Star Trek thing. Like every time we go out and come back in, it's a different culture, and so it's like coming to a new planet of the week for Star Trek to a certain degree.
But
so
with more sanity loss.
Well, there's no sanity mechanics in Ring.
I didn't mean the characters.
Yeah. Caleb repeatedly brings up that there's no sanity mechanics in Ring.
Well, the players of sanity, it sounds like he's started chipping away at it.
Oh man, we're just oh man.
We should not raise these thoughts in Ross right before it's time for bed. So
yeah. Oh god, I want to spoil so much, but I can't.
You can't.
Yeah. Well, anyways, are there any other questions? On
no, but thank you for running Operation Forest Moss for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good times.
Yeah, I'm glad you all liked it. And thanks for all the listeners out there. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.